What up, guys? Welcome to the Just Pearly Things YouTube channel, and welcome to the pregame. Before I start, do not forget to subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell. That way you're going to be notified of my daily videos. I am back in London. Yay! A couple announcements before we start the show. The first is that we have two Clips channels, Just Pearly Clips and Pearl Daily. Make sure you go subscribe to both. And we also just started what is it, Auntie?
Animation.
An animation channel.
Yeah, Just Pearly Animations. It's excellent.
Just Pearly Animations. So go subscribe to that as well. Sign up to our membership tiers. On the 4th tier, you get a one-on-one consultation with me once a month. That is for YouTube help. So if you guys want any help with your YouTube channels, I would sign up for that. Subscribe to or follow my new Instagram, Just Pearly Things 1. Subscribe to Wife School. And thank you for 1 million subscribers. Yeah. Okay, so today we have a lovely panel. So why don't we go around, everyone say your name, your age, your relationship status, and a fun fact about you. So start here and then go around.
Hello, my name is Sophie. I'm 22 and right now I'm studying international relations and I'm specifying in development and economic sustainability in Africa and Black communities in the West.
Wow.
Hi, my name is T. Siddiqui. I'm 38 and I'm engaged. Fun fact, I have a degree in criminology, policing and forensics. However, I end up a rapper.
Are you a rapper?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Join with Pearl.
Me too. Wow. That's crazy. Let's,
We need to do bars.
Put you on my album, Pearl.
Go ahead. Oh, by the way, that's if you guys want to see me rap, that's on our 3rd membership tier for the behind the scenes vlogs. Or maybe it's 2nd, whatever the $10 one is. Okay, go there.
Hi guys, it's your girl Esther, the Nigerian queen. I hope you guys have missed me. I feel like you have. Well, I'm 26. I'll say my fun fact about myself. I can put my leg on my head. I don't know if it's fun, but I say it all the time. So, I think that's it, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, your relationship status?
I'm gonna be like Andrew Tate. I'm not going to say it.
No.
I can't disclose it because my enemies are after me.
Okay.
Hey, what's up? I'm Steven. People online know me as Destiny. I do politics and video games online. 34 years old. I am married.
He's been on the internet forever.
Long time.
Long time.
I was just shocked that he was married. Auntie Jenny.
Shots.
Auntie Jenny, 55. Fun fact, I didn't know anything about Destiny. I still don't. And the first thing I met him yesterday, and I'm surprised that I'm the only person that don't seem to know who he is. So I can't wait to find out.
Fun fact,
about.
you're a very, very, very good driver.
Oh, thank you.
I'll give you that.
Professional.
Absolutely.
How did she drive you?
She
was getting road rage yesterday. Oh my god.
Yeah, but she was on it. She was on her shit. I felt like I was back in New York City.
I was ready to get out of the car and slap that old man. Cut me up. And Pearl's always like, oh, don't flip him the finger. I was opening my car door. I was like, come on, man. Come on. I'm disabled. I will beat you with my crutches.
She did. They both opened their doors and he didn't get out. He stayed in his car.
He knew.
I was like, Auntie, I don't know if we want to do this.
I do. My son's a kickboxer. He showed me how to defend myself. And I've got crutches. Disabled people, unite with the crutches. Beat them with them. That was my fun fact.
Okay. Go ahead.
Oh, Matting. All right, cool. All you need to know is King Riches, yeah? If you don't know me already, I don't know what rock you're hiding under, yeah? So go subscribe to my channel, King Riches, on YouTube. We got a podcast, all kinds of content over there. You should already know my face. So go to my channel. That's all you need to know. King Riches, if you want to know more, go to my channel and you find out more about me. There you go. Let's keep it moving.
Bruv.
I don't even know if I can follow that. Like, seriously. I'm going to try. My name's Camilla. I'm on Instagram at Camilla5star. I am 40 years old and I am dating with intention. That is my current status, yes. Not just out here.
I like the intention bit.
Not just out here. I'm dating with intention. Fun fact about me is that I am flexible. That's all you need to know.
That's why she's got the intention.
Right.
I'm with you. I like that.
Okay, so today's topic is, has feminism done more harm than good? So I'd like to hear from everybody. Would you consider yourself a feminist? Yes or no?
Okay, so I think that feminism is very important, but I feel like the way it has manifested in the West in particular is now causing a net negative. And I feel like that's why conversations right now are going to be really important to kind of hold back that sort of chaos.
So I'd say that I'm a feminist in the aspect of women's rights. However, I'm not a feminist. Women who go too far with feminism.
Mm-hmm.
I think with a lot of women, they've been given an inch and now they want to take the mile. So that's my perception on it.
I would say I'm a feminist. And that's because if not for feminism, I wouldn't be here right now, because I'm here because my mum's able to work as a nurse, bring us from Nigeria and create a life for us. So I'm grateful to feminism for my life, basically. I wouldn't say I'm like, in terms of the new age feminism, I do think certain women go a bit too far. Like in terms of promiscuity, I don't feel like they should use feminism like to justify promiscuity. But I think a lot of women now, they're using feminism as a way of justifying bad behavior. But feminism as a whole, I can't even say it. Feminism as a whole, I think is very important, and it's helped a lot of women come out of abusive situation and just empower women generally.
Yeah, I'd call myself a feminist. I think feminism has done overwhelmingly like net good. There might be a couple crazy people today on like Twitter and social media, but I don't think we should let that taint the entire movement. I think it's important to keep moving in a positive direction forward while calling out the crazy people that kind of try to hold things back.
Okay, Auntie.
I'm an old school feminist. Women that know their place, got their rights and know their place.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be a man. I don't want to be equal to a man. And feminism in the old school days was nothing like the feminist now. So if I was going to say that I'm a feminist, I would say I'm an old school feminist, and that these young people who now claim they're feminists, they're not feminists. They want to be men.
Yeah, I agree.
What's changed from then to now?
What's changed is that they like the lady said, she said a mile, but I'm speaking like as a dressmaker. They gave us an inch.
Mm-hmm.
And they wouldn't take a yard.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not helping us.
Mm-hmm.
It's not helping us.
Right.
And we've gone from being able to work, being able to vote, to I'm the same as a man. I'm not the same as a man. I can't do the same as a man. I need men. I don't need men. I need men.
Mm-hmm.
I will say that is make his day. I need my man just as much as he needs me, if not more.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what's changed, is that nowadays the feminists think that they don't need men. But if they didn't need men, where would we be? So I'm a feminist that in the old school days, I like what I've been given. I've been given an inch. I'm happy with an inch. I don't want the yard. I can't handle the yard. So me, I'm okay working, taking care of my man, and being feminine. And I think the feminists have taken feminism out of the word feminist. It's to do with being an empowered woman, not being an empowered masculine woman. And I think that most of the feminists nowadays, they're butch, they're masculine. Even if they look feminine and they think they're feminists, they got this underlying, I'm the same as men or equal. And you're not. You know what, women? Hold back. Know your place. Hold your corner. That's my view.
100%.
Thank you.
All right, cool. So the whole feminism thing, I wouldn't call myself a feminist. I would say that I believe in equal opportunities, but if you really want equal opportunities, it has to be full time, not just when it suits you. I think a lot of the ideology of feminism is kind of just like catered to empowering women, and like at the end of the day, a lot of times in reality, women don't even want to be on the same equal playing field as men because they don't want to take on certain responsibilities that men take on. So Do I think, people should be paid the same money if they do the same job? Of course. Do you know what I'm saying? And everybody should have the same equal rights as human beings, but it has to be in all aspects of life, not just when it suits you. So no, I wouldn't say I'm a feminist, but I do believe in equality between races.
Races or sexes?
I think sexist.
Oh, I said races. Yeah, races and sexes.
All of the above.
I've got a lot of things going on in my mind at the same
I
time.
can see you're getting feminism and racism mixed up.
Yeah,
Okay.
sexes, genders, everything.
I think we need to have the 2023 version of the dictionary, what is feminism? Because I think opinions and positions come into what we believe feminism to be. Because as you said, it's different from the old school to the new school. I would say, am I a feminist? Not by choice. I'd say that I have to do what I have to do and I have to get by. And I can't necessarily stay in my lane, and I can't necessarily not take up a masculine role because there is no man in my life to take up that masculine role. So sometimes I have to step out of my femininity and adopt some masculinity in order to get by. So does that mean that I sabotage my femininity? Does that mean that I'm not a feminist because I have to do things outside of what technically is a feminist? I ain't sure.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I'm on the fence right now.
So I'm a bit confused. You said you step into your masculinity because you don't have a man in your life?
Because if we're going to go for old school, look after your man, and he does the manly roles, and he does the car, and he takes out the bins, and he does all the masculine things that the old school feminists might say. If that person is, because old school, there was, husband and wife. There was not so many single women like myself running households, running businesses, paying for cars, getting under the bonnet, all of those things. All I'm saying is sometimes if I were to stick to old school feminine ways, I wouldn't get by.
Okay, I understand.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Auntie, did you have something to say? You
I
said
don't understand where she's coming from.
So, so you were saying that old school, you look after your man and you know your place.
Yeah.
But in your place, what's the limits of that place?
There's no limits. It's just
but
that
it's
he
a
makes
position.
deciding
A
factor.
place is a position that you're holding.
Yeah.
You're holding that stance.
I'm a woman. That's my place.
Right. So, so what do you, maybe I need to understand then.
Yeah.
What's a man's place?
A man's place is to look after me, make sure he's got my best interests at heart, and he has to make the final decision, which improves both of us. His final decision will always be in my benefit.
So when he's not there to look after you, who's looking after you?
I make sure that I've got a man. So any decision I make, even for me being on the podcast, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him. Because before I decided to come on the podcast, I asked his permission. People might think that's really strange. I said, what is your permission? What do you think about it? This is what I'm going to do. And there's certain things he didn't like. So I told Pearl, you know what? I can't do this. I can't do that. I can't do whatever. And then we came to a conclusion. But the final decision is always his. And I trust him with it because he'll always have my best interests at heart. And I'm a trained mechanic.
And maybe that's because you've got a good man.
Yeah.
Wait, what? Hold on. Even if you're a good man, that sounds ridiculous.
Yeah, maybe because I can't do what you just said. I can't. Because that's you
Why
putting
is that
all the
ridiculous? Why is
trust.
that
I want to hear why.
Why? Because why would you need permit? Like, there might be boundaries within the relationship. So, for instance, like, I don't want you to do like a Pearl like strip show dance thing with like male strippers. Like, I can understand that because that's like boundaries of the relationship. But in terms of like, I need your permission to do a show because I like if your boyfriend or husband or whatever, if he's not like in this world, you probably know better than he does. Like, what's better for you? I'd imagine.
But
right?
the thing is, we're both not in this world. We both don't know about social media. He didn't, and it's blown up.
Well, but you're in this
blown
world
up.
now, right?
Right.
Yeah, but I still had his permission, so there might be certain things that have developed since me being on the podcast that he doesn't agree with.
But how
so
do you
I
know
will
he's
cut
got your
them
best
back.
interest at heart?
I mean, if you pick a good guy, I mean,
He's a good guy.
yeah.
But imagine if you didn't have a good guy. So
yeah,
all
this
the
is what
women
I'm
that
trying
are
to say.
trapped in abusive
Well, and also you
relationships,
never know if you have a good guy
actually
until you
have
don't.
And can
the
I just
agency to
say,
leave that.
don't you know yourself better than anyone?
No, not necessarily, because I'm human. I got bad things and I got good things. I'm just as bad as anybody else. And I will always take other people's opinions. And then when he says stuff, I don't always take it as hard as Pearl knows, because thanks to Pearl, sorted out a few problems where I've had to stop being stubborn.
But you've
Bitch.
given another
before-
human
sorry, can I
authority
say
over your
before-
decision making in life.
Sorry,
You've
can I
given
just
someone
can I
else
add
that
something
power.
onto that? Auntie, what you said is the exact same situation with me. I have a fiance and I would not come up here unless I've spoken to him about it and he's actually agreed with it. So the only reason why I'm sitting here is because my fiance doesn't have a problem with me sitting here.
But can I ask you something, right? When you go out on the street, which a lot of people don't recognize, when you go out and you dress and you speak, who do you represent when you go out? As
Your
a woman
man.
in a relationship.
Your man, your husband.
Right.
The same
So
way he
when you're at
represents
school and you're in uniform, you represent the school.
Yep.
When you go out as a child, you represent your parents.
Yep.
If you have a man, you represent your man.
Right.
You're a couple. So people are gonna know that if he sees you on a podcast and you're doing God knows what, you're going to represent him. People are going to know that's so-and-so's woman.
Yep.
So you have to listen to him. You don't tell, he doesn't tell me what to do, but I have to take his feelings into account.
Well, wait.
And then I make the right.
Do you flip
That's
that? Do you
fine.
flip
Yeah.
that and to say, does he represent you as well when he's doing stuff?
Of course.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
Well, then,
Of course.
do you have authority over him to give him permission to do stuff or not?
Yeah, certain
Yeah,
things.
he won't do anything.
No, but
we discuss
feminists wouldn't do that.
everything.
A feminist
It works
wouldn't.
both ways.
But you said you have your
But he has the
place.
You have your place.
final
It's
not equal.
decision.
It's not equal. You said
He
you have
has
your
the
place.
final decision.
Guys, we need
Okay,
one at a
okay,
time.
you-
Auntie,
alright.
finish your point. and
Yeah,
then-
he has the
then you-
final decision. If he's going to do something and he says, "Oh, I'm going to do that," and I'm like, "Do you know what? I don't agree with that," because it's been so long, 32 years and counting. Because it's been so long, he will know that there must be a reason behind it that I don't agree with him. Now he will either listen to me, as I would do him, because I don't have to take everything he says as gospel. It's up to me whether to take it or not.
But you're
And
basing it
9
on
times out of
32
10,
years.
I will listen to him rather than listen to my
Right.
friends.
But look, what
because
about us?
women
What
will
about
finally
most of
listen
us?
to their friends.
What about most of us that haven't had 32 years? And so are you saying that I've been with my man 2 years and I must, what he says goes? This is what my struggle is.
What I'm trying to say is
you've
that
been able to build that trust.
You
You've been
need-
able to know that he's got your best interest at heart.
Yeah.
You've been able to know that he has your right intentions. But most of us haven't had 32 years to practice all that.
Do you know
so
something?
I can't adopt your position.
And can I say something? Do you know something, right?
Yeah.
You as a woman would know within the first 6 months
can't
whether
say
that
that.
man is for you.
I can't say that. I
Because
married a man
I
that
would know
didn't end up
whether
being the same man.
Me personally, I would know. I was a single parent, just like you. I was a single parent. And we split up. But when I met him back, he was a single parent. So I know that anything he says, if it jars in my heart, I have to think to myself, you know what, that don't feel right. Let me discuss it. But if I think to myself, I am not going to be at a detriment, then I'll go with it because it's not harming me. So if I think in my head as a woman that what he's saying doesn't benefit me or harms me, I will discuss it. And then, because it's not the fact that, oh, what he says goes. I will discuss it with him and I want to hear where he's coming from. Because, all right, then, for instance, you've got a man and both of you have a favorite artist. And the favorite artist gives you 2 free tickets to go. And then your man looks at the ticket and says, you know what? You're not going. What would you do?
This conversation couldn't happen with my man anyway.
No.
Honestly, I think the modern relationship is way too. The modern relationship that I'm looking for is way too equal in terms of opinion and position. There's a conversation. It's about what's making me happy. And if it's taking my best friend to that concert, he wants to see me smile and he wants to see me happy. That's what's going to happen in that concert.
But you didn't answer the question.
So the question was,
I asked you,
the
what
whole
would you
point
do?
is like when he asks you to do something that you don't want to do,
no, we're
or
talking,
to not go somewhere that you want to go to.
I will consider his feelings, but if it's in my best interest, I cannot put myself. The only man or the only being is God that can tell me by speech, by
But God
prayer,
always says-
Okay,
by,
sorry,
by
can-
whatever, by message.
God says
what's-
obey your
Obey
husband.
your man. The man's
He's
the
not
head.
my husband. This
The
is what I'm
man's
trying
the
to
head.
say. He's my man. He didn't put a ring on it.
But then
That's what I'm saying
you should
about.
be listening. You should
can't
be with him until you put a ring on it.
Right, but what I'm trying to say is, if I'm a feminist, what does it mean for me as a single woman? That's what I'm trying to understand from this conversation.
Okay, so can I try to add a little bit of context on it? Because it's like so basically what they're saying is, okay, so yes, working, taking out the rubbish, doing all of these things are seen as masculinity, right? However, I don't think we're speaking in that regard because obviously these are things that have to be done. You have to take out the rubbish, you have to work, you have to do these things. But I think we're, especially as a single person, however, we're basically saying, but you're still a feminine. That doesn't make you masculine. What makes you masculine is when you're like, so let's put everything in context now. So I made the same statement as Auntie, right? So I'm going to put things into context. If I wanted to go shopping in Tesco's, for example, I don't need his permission
Right.
because I'm going to Tesco's and I'm doing food shopping. If somebody invites me to a club or some kind of event, then I need to sit down and speak to him and explain to him where I'm going, what type of event it is, what kind of people are there. All right, let's say, for example, I put an outfit on and I put on a short dress and my breasts are revealing. Okay. Now, if he says to me, "You look nice, babe, go out and have a good time," as soon as he's finished that sentence, me and him are done. Because me, I can't be with a guy like that. To me, that's a simp. Okay. So if my man or my husband says to me, "You need to go back and you need to change because what you're wearing is inappropriate." Now, look, a lot of people will be like, "No, why I can wear what I want if I want to wear," but you're not thinking, because if you're going out with your husband, right, and you go to a club or a place and you're wearing a short skirt and your breasts are out, there's a huge possibility that you're going to put your husband in a situation.
No, but he's next to me. My man is next to me.
Okay, wait, let me land.
Yeah, when you're talking-
Let me land, okay? So, for example, my fiance, right? If me and him went out to a place, and he wouldn't let me wear that anyway in the first place, but let's say he did, and we went out to a place, right? And a guy comes and taps my bum.
But why would he do that?
Because they do that.
What, because I'm wearing a short skirt?
Yes,
They do that.
yes, I've seen that many times.
But you can also do that in jeans too, right?
Yeah, but
still,
it's less likely.
it's less likely, right? And if he does do that,
If I had a BBL, you will tap my ass.
not necessarily, but look, we have to go by intentions. If I come to a place and I'm properly covered up, jeans, and a guy does that, he's getting smoked, right? There's no ifs or buts about it, because this girl is respecting herself. She's dressed up nicely, and you've come out of your way, yeah, and you've slapped her ass. Now, my fiance, if he was with me, right, and somebody did that, there's a huge possibility he's going to jail for life.
But then you're wearing tight jeans. Why not wear this on long skirt in it? If you're gonna do
You can
modest,
wear-
if you're
yeah,
gonna
you
do
can-
what modest,
you can wear a long
do what
skirt.
modest then.
Yeah, you
do
can
what
do-
no
you can do-
curves,
you-
no
you-
nothing.
you can
That's what
do
you
a-
should do then, because
No, no,
you're
wait.
calling for it also with the little tightness. The
No.
little,
Okay, wait, getting away
Look.
from the clothes. Hold on, getting away from the clothes. You guys, this is what I'm so confused about. And Auntie, you kind of did it and then walked to a more agreeable area. You guys talk about things that are basic relationship norms, but you like frame them in the most toxic way possible. I don't understand. So you talk about, like, if I'm going to wear something and go out to a club,
Yeah.
my boyfriend, my husband, whatever, is going to approve of it, which it, to some extent, like, can make sense in a relationship context. But if you flip that around, if your boyfriend or husband says, "I'm going to go out to party," and there's like, 10 girls there and like 2 guys, I imagine you'd have to okay that, right? You'd have to tell him whether or not you give him permission to do that, no?
Yes.
Okay, so you guys frame these things like my husband is the ultimate authority and blah, blah, blah. But that's not true. For all of you guys, it's a back and forth. Like, you're going to be okaying what he does. He's going to be okaying what you do. That has nothing to do with masculinity or femininity or anything like that. That's just like 2 adults having a relationship, figuring out what the boundaries are.
Thank you.
Yeah. So what do you mean by your place when you say auntie? Because
you
what
said
that's you saying that it is an equal exchange of looking out for each other.
No, I think when I
Well, with me, I'm different, because if I'm going to wear a short skirt and something sexy, I'm always going to wear it with my man. Mostly I wear it at home, but if I want to go out and I say to him, "What do you think about this?" And do you know what? What Destiny said, what we've been saying is just normal respect for each other. And I respect him and his decisions and his opinions, and he will respect mine. So it's not like I'm blindly following where he wants to go, because if he wanted to go somewhere or talk to certain people, like I've said to him in the past, "You know what? I don't like your friends." And as a man, I will say, I'm not going to say don't go out with them. I'm saying this, watch out for this. This is what I spotted. This, and this. And I'll let him go ahead. And eventually he will know, you know what? You were right. So it's just about respect. But I find that these modern people now, they don't have the basic respect for each other in the
100.
relationship.
So what happens in
100.
lesbian relationships then?
I don't know.
Well, again, like, I think to be clear, everything that was said,
the man says,
everything that was said is fine for relationships. There's not like a masculine, feminine. Like, when you start talking about, you're going to talk to your partner, you're going to make sure that they understand where you're coming from. Hopefully, you love each other and you know each other. Hopefully, you both have each other's best interests at heart, and then you advise
But
on
I
that.
just
And
think
that's
at
it.
the end of the day, someone wears the pants. Like, someone's leading and someone's following.
It's
like
no.
And sometimes,
That's- no.
and sometimes it's reversed. But at some point, like, you have to trust someone's leadership.
That it's going to depend on the domain that you guys are experts in, right? So you said you were a mechanic, right? So I'm guessing that traditionally men are going to have the say over the car because men tend to know. But I'm guessing you probably know more than your husband does, right? If he comes back with a 50-pound bill for blinker fluid, you're probably going to
But you know something?
you're probably going to make fun of him, right?
But you know something, right? As Pearl knows, and as you most probably know, yes, I'm a mechanic. But he's more stable-minded than me. And as you know from the shit car that I picked you up in, right? Because I must have been having a blind, non-mechanic feminine moment where I just went in and asked for the cheapest car with 4 doors, and you saw it. The car's a piece of shit. It's for somebody single. It's not for someone that's got 3 grandchildren, because 3 grandchildren mean fills the car. But whereas he hasn't seen the car yet because I didn't discuss it with him, and he's going to look at me and say, why did you get that car? Yes, I could take it back, but I've decided to punish myself for being such a stupid woman and choosing such a stupid car when I was feeling in my most feminine moment. So yeah, I can do that. But whereas, even though I'm a trained mechanic, my nails, and there's certain things that he will do in the car. No, I won't say that. Most of the things he will do. I always say your brake light needs doing, but he expects me to do the brake light because I'm trained to do just the brake light.
I'm just saying that in every relationship, like both sides are going to know more things than the other side. But like, so there are going to be some things where the husband is going to have like the grand authority, but not because he's the man, but just because that's the stuff that he knows about.
Can I say something?
The woman has like the authority because she knows about. Like,
I agree with you, but the last decision, you see, with me, we would discuss stuff. And I will say this, and he will say that, and then I might be right, and he'll say, you know what, go with you. Or he might be right, and I'll say, go with you. But if we come to a stalemate, I will say, you know what, we're going to go with you because the decision's all yours. Because if the shit hits the fan, me as a bitch woman, I will say, you know what, you made that decision. So the final decision is always his. Whether he agrees with me or whether I agree with him, I prefer the final decision to be his because he has to deal with it.
I just think personally the ideal situation is when you're with a guy that you can trust his decision making. And I think the girls that I see where they wear the pants in the relationship, they're miserable. My God, they're miserable.
It just depends on the thing. There are plenty of women where guys wear the pants and they're miserable too. There are lots of people in miserable relationships.
Does it happen both ways? Sure, at times. I've just seen. I think that when women wear the pants, they're miserable.
You know something, right?
What I don't understand in relationship, can I just say, why does someone have to wear the pants? Why can't we make decisions together? Why can't we make decisions together? Like he said, if you have more expertise in that field, say, okay, like if I'm trying to make a decision with my man now. I know about properties, right? Say he doesn't know anything about properties. I'm going to be like, oh, babe, because I've bought a property, this is what I'm going to tell you. And because he's probably, like, men know more about cars. I don't know about cars. I will never tell my man anything about cars because I assume because men seem to know more about cars, and if he has a nice car, he's been driving for a long time, I'm going to think, you know what? That's his field. Why does it have to be someone wear the pants?
Do you know something, right? That's what women fail to understand. When they hear about a submissive woman, do I look like a woman that just does what her man says? No. I'm going to take, for instance, you. My man is a saver. I like to invest in property. He has got more money in the bank than me. I have got more properties than him. And even when it come to getting properties, he was a saver. He was like, no, we need to save money, whatever. And I was like, this is what I think. You know what he said? Go with it. Do you know what? I was right. It doesn't make a difference because he made the final decision. Because a selfish man, a man that just wants to feel all full of himself, will just go with what he wants. And we're not talking about the lady in the red coat. I'm sorry. We're not talking about that. We're talking about where you've got a man that leads, and a proper man. When you've got a man that you can trust, he will take into account what you said. He will take into account what he says, and he will weigh up the pros and cons, and he will come out with the best decision for you. Whether it means you side with him or whether it means it sides with you. And if he's not sure, he will either say, you know what? If he's a stubborn, big-headed, bullish man, he will say, you know what? My name rules, so I'm going to go. No, when I was talking about buying a property, my man didn't agree with me. And I explained, you know what? This. But it seemed like an impossibility to him in his mind as a natural saver. But he was like, do you know what? Go for it. Now we've got the properties. He's got the money. I haven't got no money. If I need money, I'll go to him. But on paper, I've got more money. But in reality, he's got more cash. So you just don't go with a man just because a lot of women think that, oh, I might know more about this, but he's the man, so he has to make the final decision. That's lack of respect. If a man respects you, he will take into account your decisions, your research, your qualifications before he makes the final decision. And if a man is going to go with all your knowledge, all your experience, all your decision making, and what you've been doing for a lifetime, and go against it,
But don't you think
he's
you're
not the
talking
right
about?
man.
Don't you think you're talking about skills in a man that is a man that has lived, a man that's matured, a man that has had relationships, learned about himself and others? We're talking about men in their 20s and 30s that have yet to become.
Exactly, and I think
So we cannot have the same attitude at all. You're talking generationally completely different.
I think
the
it- I
value
think
base
it's
is completely
it's a level
different.
that
The
you're
way
on.
that they are
I mean,
raised
you
are
know, I think
different. Your expectations for our 2023 men that have been raised with sometimes very little foundation, you're expecting so much for them to have all of these qualities that your man of X years and X age and big age are having. I
Can I
don't
just
think
say
they
But
can be compared.
I think the point is to pick a good man that you can trust to
100%.
lead.
But I'm talking about we're here now.
Okay.
We're here trying to find this good man.
The
But
Mecca.
in the Mecca, we're like, oh no, the nonsense
You
is
know
happening.
what? I
At
don't,
what
I know
point?
it's a question.
Listen,
Yeah, but
listen,
do
listen,
women- do
listen.
women want good
listen.
men is the
Hold on,
question.
hold on.
King Richard.
I've been listening to, like, I haven't even said nothing for ages. Yeah, like at the end of the day, it comes down to who you pick.
Yeah.
100%.
It comes down to who you pick. So you can say all of this. Oh yeah. Oh, we're trying to find these good men. At what age are you trying to find these good men?
And where
Can I just
are
say
you trying to
something?
find
Can I
them as
say
well?
something, King Riches?
Yeah.
Right? You're saying about picking. The problem that I find nowadays is that the women's picking. Don't let the women pick. The men's supposed to pick.
Yeah, that's
No,
what I'm saying.
hold
Right,
on. The
the
problem
men's
is
supposed
that
to pick.
it's what Camilla.
Yeah.
Yeah. The problem is at 25, there are no men like this. Okay. If you're a 22-year-old woman, you're not going to find a 25-year-old guy that's ready to take charge and lead everything. in life.
that's not
You're
true.
No,
That's
that is
not true.
That
That's
is
not true.
absolutely
Sorry,
true.
that's
That's
not true.
absolutely true.
No.
I'm so sorry.
No.
I know there are a lot of
Oh
children
my
on this panel,
God.
but you're not going to find a 25-year-old guy that
No.
has all of it. When the average kid gets out of
That's not
school today
true.
at like 22, 23 years
Not in
old,
England. No.
you thinking, how when in England you finish college?
But wait, 18?
No, you don't. University?
University
No,
25.
university's
University.
different.
Okay, I'm sorry. We call it different things in
25.
America. Yeah, if in university, if you finish that at 20 to 23,
21.
there's no way.
21.
But that's if you do a
21.
full degree.
There's no
Yeah,
way.
mature students, you can
At
be 25.
24, 25, as a man, you are not going to have all the faculty that you will when you reach 30, 35. You don't have that lived experience yet
Right.
to know what it's like to lead a household, to live a life, to exist in like the world and to navigate it in a responsible
I'm sorry,
way.
I
I
disagree
think
with you.
it's so
I disagree
funny
with you.
that you guys are the first
Yeah.
ones to say
Sorry.
that we have too high expectations and then come and tell us that we're not picking the right men and that we're just picking
What's that?
irresponsible
But you
men.
could,
Like,
you could
let's see
date,
the
you could,
dichotomy
you could date
here.
an older guy. If you think that you need a 35-year-old guy, go
That's a
date
quick
one.
fix.
You could.
It's a
So,
quick
but-
fix.
Nah, I'm all right.
Come on,
But
man.
what if we're not
That's not-
attracted to older
What did you
men?
say? What did you
But then
say?
that doesn't
I
fix
want a
it.
young,
That doesn't
wait,
fix
wait,
the
wait.
problem.
I want a young man just like myself, so we can relate together. Again, like I don't want a leader.
So relate and struggle then.
You guys keep talking about how you need a man to lead.
Yeah.
I already know myself. I'm an adult. You know, I've spent a lot of time with myself. I'm in tune with myself. What I want is partnership.
Yes, my love.
I want a man that we can actually share
I'm there.
experiences together, rather than a leader.
Yeah, I think the problem is when I listen to Pearl and Riches and Auntie, a little bit, mainly you two guys, it feels like you guys are saying that women need to look for fathers. That's what I hear.
I ain't looking for no daddy, baby.
Can I say something?
Can I just say something? When I met my man, we were both in our 20s.
Thank you.
But in the
We're both in our
80s,
20s.
in the 80s.
And the thing is, it's in the 80s. But if you had the same standards now, which I have met some really good young men
100%.
that had the same standards as my man have. But you know what? The women don't want them because they're average men.
Well, all your
The women
videos,
want above-
everybody's videos.
the women want
says
above
that we have too
average.
high
Auntie, can I
standards.
add something
So what
onto
is
that?
it?
The women
So-
want above. When I met my man, I was average. He was average. He was sexy as hell, and all the young girls wanted him. Do you know what I mean? But we were both average people, and he was always sensible from
But you're
from
sounding like
young.
I need to settle. Why can't I want amazing?
No.
Why do I not deserve
but this
amazing?
is the thing. This is the thing.
Why do I not
Amazing.
deserve it?
Hold on.
You can want what you want, but can you get it? Is
Can I
the
tell
question.
you something, right? My
What's that
man
supposed to
is
mean?
amazing. He's always been amazing.
know.
He was amazing when I'm older than him. He was
That was a bit
amazing when he
shady.
was
That was a
young,
bit shady, Pearl.
and he was amazing old.
Shady. It's like, you know, like
Can I add something
it's like,
to
well,
that?
like, why aren't they perfect? It's like,
I didn't
no
say
one's
perfect, but it's like everybody's saying I need to have it as average, Why? I ain't average. I am not average. I'm gonna let you know right
What
now.
makes you not average?
Because if I look at my age mates, my successes, my achievements, my personality, my drive, my motivation is unmatched.
Do you
Can I
think
just say
that's
something?
what
Can I just
I'm
say
saying?
something for once? Are you a single parent?
I am a single
You're
parent.
average. I'm average. I'm average.
You know, you,
I don't care
no,
what
but can you
say.
ask me? No, but can you
As a-
ask me
and
why
now,
I was
as
a single parent? No, can you
it doesn't
ask me
matter.
why I'm a
It
single
doesn't
parent?
matter.
I'm a
I was a
divorcee
single
first. I'm a
parent.
divorcee from a man. You know,
I was a single parent.
But you assume why I'm a single
No,
parent.
I'm
You think
not.
I just
I'm
woke
not.
up
I'm
and I
not
bred
assuming that.
and I'm a single mum. That's not how it
No,
happened.
I'm not
I did all
assuming
that.
that.
I did all that. I
Can I-
dated.
can I-
I
can
had
I
my
add
child in
something on really
wedlock.
quickly,
I did
going
all
back to
that.
what we were saying
It's
before?
just that because sometimes as a single parent, because you've been in the relationship, you've been there before, you've got different expectations.
No, I'm saying I didn't start as a single parent. I met my husband and I had a child.
Nobody meets as a single parent.
I really don't like the way you guys assume
I'm trying
things
to
about
say,
single
my man
parents.
was a single parent.
that's
So
a
I'm
lot of
not
that.
just going against the women. My man was a single parent too. My man was also a single
So
parent.
does that make her average because she's a single parent?
Guys, why is average an insult?
What is so wrong with being
I ain't
average?
here to be average.
Guys,
Can I add
stop.
something
Wait.
on?
There's how many people in here? 8? Most of us are average. Most people are average.
Can I say something?
And when you talk about drive, that's not things that men look for.
Pearl,
I'm not looking for what men's looking for. I'm looking for
can I
what
add
I'm
something
looking
quickly?
for. This is the problem.
Okay, so when you speak about average, right? Because remember, everything we speak about needs to be within context. Okay, so when you spoke, you said compared to my peers, right?
Yeah,
So
my age mates,
So
definitely.
maybe compared to your peers, you may not be average.
But that's what that was my evidence of why I'm not average.
However, if we go to another context, right, and then we compare you to people like Rihanna, Beyonce,
Who are one in
millionaires.
9
no, but
billion.
hang on, right?
Because you're not.
But
We can't compare.
1 second, you can because
How?
I'll tell you why. Let me explain why. Right, when you meet a guy, right, you can be very pretty, you could be very attractive, you could be like all of these things, right? But he will still look at you as average because
Ooh,
look, there's always it depends what you compare the average with. Okay, so like you said with your peers, you can apply that to that. But if you apply average on a larger scale, okay, where people are millionaires, people are mad famous, millions of followers, they all look at you as average compared to that person. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Percentages, though.
No, but we have to look overall because you got to remember people are being brainwashed out here. They're looking at Rihanna, they're looking at Beyonce, they're looking
Do you know
at
what the problem
all
is
of these people.
with this? The whole thing
Wait,
is
one
that
sec, if you don't mind, can I just finish what I was saying? So that's the first thing I was going to say. It's in context, right? Who you're comparing yourself to, because nowadays guys are looking for girls. The majority of guys, because look, I'm a woman, right? But all my life, I'm hood. All my friends are savages. They're all roadman. I don't chill with girls. I got one female that's my friend. All my friends are males, so I hear them when they speak. This younger generation, a lot of them are actually looking for girls with money. That's what they want. Girls with money, girls with cars, girls with that's how they're thinking now. Their thinking is completely different. So a normal basic 9-to-5 working person or working class or whatever, it's average to them. It's average because they're seeing these things every day. So that's the first point I wanted to make, right? The second point I wanted to make is people are like, oh, the man should be in control. The man's you have to listen to the man and the man's got the power. But really and truly, right, if you're married, right, or you're in a serious relationship with a man, you're the one that's in control. You're the one that's in power. And I'll tell you why. Because when your husband respects you, right, he'll do anything for you. You ring him and say to him, look, I need milk. He's dropping everything and he's coming, he's bringing milk. If you ring him and say to him, I need this or something's happened or he's coming running straight for you. So really, you're actually in control. As long as there's respect there, right, and there's the love there and you're playing your role and he's playing his role. They say that a woman is the neck to a man's head. So you can turn his head whichever way you want to turn his head. You just got to know how to.
What were you going to say? You want to say something?
I really hate how being a single mother diminishes your value as a human being. How you can go from a 10, suddenly everyone's like, oh, now you're a 5 because you're single. But that says nothing about who you are as a person. That says nothing about your mastery, about your talent, about the discipline that it takes to get you there. But now because
that
somebody,
don't matter, bro.
because
That
somebody
don't
now
matter.
has disrespected.
That don't matter,
now something
bro.
has happened in her
That
life.
don't matter, bro.
Suddenly now they're a
It doesn't-
5.
That don't matter.
That's
That
such a
don't
shallow
matter.
way to look at life.
Listen. At the end of the day, at the end of the day, yeah, you have to just respect what the market wants.
What?
At the end of the day,
Do you know how much man want a single mum?
Let me just finish because I'll let you lot talk.
Do your thing.
I will do my thing. Yeah. At the end of the day, if you don't care what the market wants and you talk and you tell yourself, oh, I'm not average, bro. Like, you're just going to continue losing, bruv. You should maybe understand the market. Guess what? Coca-Cola understands its market. That's why Coca-Cola is successful, bruv. So you can be deluded and think, oh, I'm a 10 and this because I'm got money and I went to this school and blah, blah, blah. Like, I do these podcasts, the same thing. And these women come and say the same thing because I went to this school and I've got money, but the market does not care about that.
Yeah,
and I'm sorry to say, like, you're saying, oh, but you know, single mother diminishing who you are as a person. No, you could be a great person and be a single mother. You can be an excellent person, but at the end of the day, the market, for the most part, is not going to want to couple up.
What market? It depends.
What do you mean the market?
It depends what market.
Men is the market.
What's the market? You're not my market. The man in his 40s.
Men. I said men.
He's not my market.
I said men.
And
I said men.
Stop.
Guys, wrong conversation. Thank you.
And it says something about your decision making if you become a single mother.
Are you all right? Do you know what? Do you know why I became a single mother?
Disagree, yeah.
That's uncalled for. You don't know what I experienced. You don't know what I experienced as a married woman to make a choice to be a single mother.
It's either you don't. It's either you don't pick the right guys.
Oh,
That's something about your decision making.
Right.
Maybe you don't pick the right guys.
so abusive women that choose lovely, amazing men that just decide to be physically abusive
which one?
because I chose that. Yeah? Is that what you're saying?
Say that again.
So I chose to be a single divorcee because of an individual's choice to be violent. Is that what you're saying?
It was your choice to get in a relationship with him.
Oh, because I did see his psyche.
It's like life turns out better if you take accountability for your choices. Sometimes.
What accountability are we putting on the man?
I disagree.
The abusive man made her the single mother. So where is the accountability for him?
An abusive man, he's wrong. I agree with you. But where do we take accountability for the fact that like you pick the men? So maybe
Sorry, Pearl, I have to say I disagree with you there. I definitely disagree with you there, and I'll tell you why. Look, I'm 38. I'm not a young girl. I've been married and I've been divorced. I've got experience. I've had a kid. You know, I've been there, I've done that. So if somebody gets married at a young age, right, they're young, right? So they're not that clued. Right, look, let me start from we always talk about the problem, but we never ever get to the core of why that problem occurs.
But everybody's young.
So
everyone's young.
No, wait. As a young girl, I'm sure you'll all agree with me, okay? As a young girl, we are brainwashed. We are sold a fairy tale, right? We are all thinking, oh, we're going to wear this white dress and we're going to get married and we're going to be in love. No, we shouldn't have been taught that. We should have been taught the realness. Marriage is very hard. It's a struggle. You got to make sure you know who you're marrying. Look, and also people change over time. Somebody, you can marry them, and when you married them, they were okay. And over time, gradually, they got mental breakdown. They became a psychopath. They became antisocial.
But again, we all grew up in the same society, and people have different outcomes based on their choices. So if you make a choice,
sorry, can I finish what I was saying? I think what you're saying, everything that we say has to be within context. You know, some people might get married and the husband dies, and they become a single mother. You know, there's
but we're not talking about exceptions. We're talking about the rule. Are the majority of single mothers widows? No.
But does it go the other way? Does men's value diminish when they become
No, it doesn't.
fathers?
No, because they can just get up and they can go and remarry.
Personally, for me personally, I'm not into the guys with kids. That's not my thing. But in general, no. I mean, most guys I know that have kids say it helps them in dating. Girls like it.
A guy can just get up and start all over again. He can literally.
So there's no accountability when it comes to men, but as soon as
it's not about accountability. It's about outcomes. Like, what outcomes do you get?
What is the outcome?
And the outcome is that single mothers have a harder time in dating than single women.
That's the outcome.
And the outcome for men is oftentimes when men, not always, but oftentimes when men have kids, their outcomes are better. They get more girls because women like to see a guy that can take care of a kid. It signals to us that, like, you know, again, it's not my thing also, personally.
Can I add on to that? Because I'm single mother, but I'm engaged. I'm getting married. However, before I got engaged, and it was me and my child. It is so the guy, he can just literally leave and go and start a whole new life, remarry, have a kid. You, however, he's not going to take that kid with him. That woman doesn't have to worry about that child. You're the one who's going to keep that child with you 24/7. So if you try to decide to date, right, it's not as simple. You can't just go out and date. You got to think about your child, especially if it's a little girl or a boy. You got to know who you're bringing to your house. You got to know who you're bringing around your child. And then, like, say for example, you're like, even when you're married, it's the child's own father. He starts to get jealous of that child. He'll start telling you, "Oh, I'm not getting any time anymore." So how do you think a guy who's not even the father of that child is going to feel.
Would you want your brother to date a single mother over a single woman?
Okay, hold on. All else equal, everybody wants a person without a child versus a person with a child. That's going to be true all else equal. The reason why men tend to get away with it more than women is because women are often the ones taking care of the kid. Now, you might think in your mind, well, I know some single dads that are really successful, but single dads that fight for custody is already a minority of a minority. So you're already probably selecting for pretty successful guys. So I think
single dads, say that again?
Single dads that are fighting for custody of kids or can take care of their kids, you're already selecting for a pretty rare guy.
Yeah, right, because they don't typically win.
No, because they don't typically fight for it. They usually just cut and run.
But the reason is, like, I've talked to different attorneys about this, and the reason most attorneys will tell guys not to fight for custody because it's so expensive.
No, they won't. I've talked to the lead attorney too. No. They tell them not to fight because oftentimes they won't win. Because when a court is trying to figure out who's going to get custody of the kid,
it's very expensive. And a lot of times it's like, do you want to waste your life savings when you're most likely are not going to win?
No. None of this is true.
In the UK,
okay, hold on. You can look up all the numbers and all the stuff if you want.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why men typically don't fight is because because if they fight and they're in a bad place to win because they haven't been taking care of the kid, they're not going to have a good outcome from the judge. When the judge is looking, let me finish this point yet.
Okay.
When the judge is looking at who gets custody, it's not about who puts up the better defense in court, who's got the more expensive lawyer. It's who spent most time with the child. So if the mom has spent 95% of the time with the kid, doesn't matter how much you pay to a lawyer, you're not going to win custody.
She would do it. She's a housewife.
When men do fight for custody, they win 60% of the time.
But the problem is, like, women can make it so the dad doesn't even see the kid and then go to court and then say
whose fault is that? Wait, hold on. Wait, no, wait, stop. Hold on. You just went on a whole spiel about take accountability for your decisions, blah, 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 and now you're saying what? Is the mom playing hide and go seek with the kid?
What do you
take
mean?
accountability?
What do you mean when you say the wife has made it so the husband can't take care of the kid?
Well, you've never heard of cases where women don't let the dad see the kid.
Hold on. Wait. Earlier, you said we weren't going to talk about exceptions. You want to talk about the rules. So don't give me the hide and go seek with the kid.
It's more common than you think.
You're still, you see how you're being snaky there when you say that? It's more common than you think. How often do you think a mom is hiding the kid from the husband? Give me a percentage.
What percentage? That's a good question. I don't know.
Because in the UK, if that be the case, and I work in the industry, it's $275 to get a C101 application to go to the court for contact for your child. It isn't what it is in America. It's very easy. I can go out and do a bottle for $275. So I don't want to hear that excuse because I can go to court and police can turn up at my door if I go against that order. That's what I'm trying to say. So all this expensive thing.
What is the most expensive bad? It's child custody.
The most expensive thing is the most expensive. The most expensive thing is taking care of the kid. That's the most expensive thing.
Can I just say something? Can I say something?
I think Auntie's been wanting to talk for a second.
I've had my hand up for so long.
Go ahead.
Right, and I just want to say a few things. I was picked. I was in a relationship. It was abusive. And nobody can't tell me that with hindsight, you can't see that there's loads of red flags. So when he asked me to marry him, and I said, no, if he was the last man on earth, I won't marry you. I saved myself from getting married and getting stuck in a relationship. So yes, I was a single parent whose dad, the child's dad asked me to marry him. And I thought about it and I thought, not on your life. And I actually said, if you were the last man on earth, I won't marry you. That's the last thing I remembered. I was that cold on the floor. You know why? Because I couldn't imagine myself. My mum and dad were married. And I thought to myself, this guy picked me. I never picked him. This guy picked me. I fell in love, got into a relationship. It was abusive. And I thought to myself, the last thing I need is to get married and tied to this man forever. So if I knew that there were red flags before, I could have turned around and said, oh yeah, you know what I mean? I want to get married. He proposed to me, had the ring, one knee, everything. I could have said, yeah. Then I would have been stuck in an abusive relationship as a married woman. And then I would have got divorced and still been a single woman who'd been married before and an abusive relationship. But I decided no. So too many women out there, they think, you know what? That will go by. They see a red flag. Oh, that's nothing. They see this. That was nothing. And then they go along with the, oh, yeah, let's get married. Now, I could have gone along with it. Everybody was like, yeah, on the outside, you two are together. It's working. He drops you shopping. He picks you up. He takes you here. He takes you there. But I knew in my heart that he was abusive. Nobody couldn't see it. And I decided that rather than get caught up in the great big wedding thing, knock it on its head. So when women are talking about they're not average, as a single parent, I had to be different. I had to stop going out there and thinking to yourself, you know what? I need a man. I didn't need a man. I know what I needed to do. I made the choice. I needed to look after my child. I needed to make sure I didn't have any more children. I needed to make sure that I become a positive role model for him and make sure that he had male mentors out there. So much so that eventually when I got back to the first man that I was in love with, by the time we got back together again, he was a single parent. He was willing to take me as a single parent. And I took him as a single parent. So as far as I'm concerned, don't go out. If you're a single parent, look for other single parents. If you can't find no one that you trust, that you can hand over to, single parents unite. Single men who are parents, go out with single women who are parents. Because the women who are out there now, nobody wants to be average. Everybody wants to be above average. But you know what? I'm average. This is who I am. I've met somebody average. We got on great. And it works. I don't want to find someone with a fancy car. When I met him, he never wasn't even driving. Eventually got a fancy car and I got it to drive. He gave it to me. But you don't hang your hat too high. Women out there, and they're average. Makeup don't make you more than average. Intelligence don't make you more than average. Education don't make you more than average. The clothes that you wear don't make you more than average. The podcasts you go onto do not make you more than average. It makes you popular. I'm talking. Let me finish. Let me finish. Let me finish.
On it.
Let me finish. I can't expand if I don't finish talking. No, Auntie, because I'm English. I'm Caribbean. I'm not African. So shut up and let me finish. When I finish talking, I've been sitting here. Africans are the best, my ass.
You're gonna get high blood pressure.
Africans were the best. They won't be on here talking bullshit. Speak for yourself. Say that you are the best. Relax.
I'm not with that. I'm not with that.
But you say hang on a minute. Listen, Rocky Witches, right? Listen.
I'm not listening.
You're being ignorant.
Guys. Okay, guys, wait, stop. Michael, stop. Okay, 30 seconds, then Michael, you can go.
I'm talking, she's talking. Look at me and look at her. You're going to tell me Africans are the best.
Okay, wait.
Come on.
Okay.
Come on.
Okay.
Come on. Take that nonsense. Come on.
So you said look at you as in you, and then look at me as in me. You're saying single mums are average, right? And then you're a single mum, and you're a lot older than me, and you're saying look at you and look at me. Seriously, Auntie. Are we going to be realistic right now?
Africans are the best, right? Africans are the best, right? You're going to put yourself up against me. Now, I was asking Richie. Hang on. I was asking Richie.
King Riches.
Sorry, I don't know.
Say it properly. King Richard, the African man.
Esther, wait. Okay.
That's a violation. Don't disrespect African people. No one has ever disrespected
You're disrespecting African people.
No, I'm not. You
are disrespecting African people. I don't disrespect African people.
Because you are not African.
He is here saying that African people are the best, right? I'm not disputing his point of view. I'm going by what's on the stage. And I'm saying, look at you. Right, with your knowledge and your Africanness, and look at me, and you're going to tell me that Africans are the best. I'm not saying that what he's saying is wrong. I'm saying talk about what we've got here. Talk about the sense. Talk about the brain work. Talk about the educational and the professional speaking.
Okay, we have heard.
Come on.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to take a second to read super chats. I'm sorry. Okay, guys, like the video, subscribe to the channel. And especially like that is the most important metric that YouTube uses to push out this content. So, Say and Steer, Dysphoria Wars UK, NSK, Destiny misquoted the lead attorney. Pearl is right. I watched that entire stream, plus others for the lead attorney where he breaks it down. Go watch the lead attorney for specifics. Saint Steer, have them shed their ego. Steve, why are you listening to the chick with the blue hair about masculinity. It's all Jerame's fault. Sipping on sweet, delicious single mother tears. JB Quinnen. The fragile rock is dispensing misinformation. See Dumbledore. Destiny, you are clueless as a top 1% man who also has a Juris Doctor and has spent well over $150,000 in court fees over my kids. You have no idea how family law works. Pray that you never find out. Caleb, it's obvious Pearl goes whenever Destiny is getting a banger clip to distract people. Alexandria Rubio, wrong, I lost my son. Destiny is wrong. KCF Sack, single mothers always blame men, never self-respect. Nico, can y'all please stop talking and bring on Ice Spice? Zestiny in the house and no Ice Spice. Y'all are a munch. Where is she? QB Quinnen, the energy is only attractive for a corporation, HR, supervision, anything that's paradoxical to the role of mammy. See Dumbledore, tell me you're a loser without telling me you're a loser. Single mothers, hold my beer. House phone, it's good to see Destiny finally embracing British culture. He looks so happy that he sat on the couch. I bet he's rethinking all the bad things he's said about us now. You got beef with British people?
You said we can't. You're not even British. Fuck off.
No, I'm asking the question.
I'm gonna be honest.
I didn't know.
I walked around today, and as soon as I heard someone say the word Tuesday, I wanted to fly the fuck back home. Okay. Jesus Christ.
Look, I'm trying to get out of this country too.
I'm just kidding. I love my British brothers and sisters.
No offense. JB Quinnen, nobody wants a workaholic ass boss chick. That's the equivalent to y'all wanting a sassy man. See Dumbledore, an angry middle-aged single mother divorcee is above average. Is there in what way? Jay Queenan, being overweight as a woman makes you average in the dating market no matter how you feel. Chipotle, can the granny let the other guests talk? The granny hasn't had one good point so far. Marcus B, the distinction between men and women when going out is men approach women, so a man going out won't be approached the same way a woman will be. Saint Serge, look at KR just waiting to cook. Chipotle, KN, big name in the building. Destiny is Vosh, friend or foe. House phone, does this channel have members and mods? Yes, we do. Sign up. Corin, Auntie, stop taking oh, this was from earlier. Okay, so next question. Okay.
I didn't get to say nothing.
Oh, okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And then after him, can I just add something on really quickly?
Okay. Go ahead, Michael.
All right, so is this mic even working? I don't even know.
It does. We can hear you.
All right, so basically, like, the reason why I said Africans are the best, because, like, at the end of the day, in that little back and forth, you said something along the lines of, oh, yeah, you're African, don't tell me nothing, I'm Caribbean, and I'm going to finish what I'm saying. And the way you said it, it came across offensive, innit?
I didn't say that.
You said something along the lines, not word for word, but something along them lines, and that's why I said Africa's the best. I didn't say it in a way as putting down Caribbeans, but I said it as like a stop, so that like we would actually start to think about what we're saying, and then it just went all mad from there. But at the end of the day, like, I just feel like people just say a lot of stuff and just need to think about what they're saying.
When they rewind it, they will say I didn't say African. I didn't say anything about Africans.
No, that's not what I said. No, you're not listening. I said that you said you are African. No, I never said that. Bro, did you hear what I just said?
Go ahead.
No, but did you hear what I just said?
Repeat it, just in case I got it wrong. Go ahead.
You did obviously get it wrong.
Explain again then, so I'll get it right.
Bro, I don't know what your energy's about.
Because
really,
you keep on calling me bro, I'm a woman. I've not got balls. You might think I am, but I ain't. So I'm asking you. I didn't understand what you said in the first place.
Bro, you're
so
just hyped for no reason. You're just hyped for no reason.
Explain it to me again.
You're too hyped. To be honest, I think honestly, and I won't call you bro ever again. I think honestly that you're too hyped for no reason, bro. To be honest, like, you're just hyped for no reason.
And your proof is?
Well, everyone can rewind and watch it and see you just hyped.
Okay, wait, hold on.
Reason,
I think he said something. It sounded like you were disrespecting him for being African. And he's like, Africans are the best, not to shit on you for being Caribbean, but because he wanted to like stop that train of thought. I think that's what happened. There was a misunderstanding.
He misunderstood what I said.
I think there was
when he said that Africans are the best, I thought, why is he coming about that?
Well, probably because he felt like you were attacking him on that. But I think,
my best friends are African.
I just want to talk about. I just want to talk about.
That don't mean
okay, so I have another. Okay. We like Africans and Caribbean. everyone's cool. Okay.
And white
Cool.
people.
Yeah, white people
Thank
too.
you.
You know,
Okay.
everyone.
Thank you.
I just think people,
I'm Irish.
everyone
Irish.
needs to just be careful how you speak because people will take offense. Like if you say things in a certain type of way or anything like that, people will take offense.
Especially Caribbean
that's it.
people.
Maybe people need to listen
Whoever.
carefully.
No.
to what's being
Everyone
said.
needs to be careful what they say.
They need to be careful what
Okay,
they
Nah,
say.
be careful what
let's
you
just
say,
agree to
man.
disagree.
Please, can I just
Okay.
say?
Nah, because I don't know, can't overpower me.
Listen, we're not going about last time. This is a different podcast, Esther. Get over it. Get over yourself, Esther. This is a different podcast. Stop bringing up the past. Stop bringing up the past. Move on. Move on, Esther. Another day, another podcast. Move on.
Auntie. Okay.
Please.
Okay. I'll give you. I'm gonna give her a chance to respond just because you've talked a lot. Do you want to say?
Thank you. Yeah, so what I was just trying
Just
to say is,
10
Auntie,
Can you speak on the mic? Yeah.
Is she muted?
I think her microphone might be off.
Is she muted?
Oh, can you not
He
hear
was
me?
muted.
Okay, there you go.
I think, Auntie, you seem to have a pattern in which you say things and not realize what you've said. Because that's what you did to me last time. I don't think you even realized, because I think you said something about faith or whatever. I'm not going to bring it back.
Oh, no.
But the point is, because it's happened before, I think you don't realize that it's what you're doing. So I'm not even calling you out right now. I'm just saying, maybe just be
Call me out.
careful.
Call me out.
And if people...
Call me out,
Auntie,
Esther. Excuse me, Destiny. Do me a favor, Destiny. Put your head back a bit. I want to see her call me out. Call me out on what I said. I said your faith was weak, right? Right, let's go there. You want to go back in the past to embarrass yourself again?
Do you
Go
want to
ahead.
scream?
Go
Is that
ahead
what
again.
you want?
I am not
Let's
screaming.
go. We
I
on
am
the
not
street.
Screaming. I'm not
Oh my
screaming.
God,
Go
Auntie.
ahead. Call me out.
Get over
Call
it.
me out. You need
Get
to get
over
it.
yourself.
I'm not bringing back the past. We've been
Let's
there.
talk.
We've done that.
Auntie, let's
this is something
talk.
different.
Okay.
Let's
I'm listening.
talk.
Talk.
Please.
Talk.
Okay, guys,
It doesn't have to be a screaming match all the time.
Okay, guys.
All I'm just saying is clearly you even offended him. And I'm just saying, maybe sometimes just listen to people. When they're saying they're offended by what you say, maybe just stop and think, what
Tell
have
me
I said?
exactly what I said that offended him. Tell me exactly what I said.
Okay, guys.
I can tell you exactly what I said.
Guys. I'm gonna, guys.
literally just explained it to you.
Esther,
No, he didn't.
stop, Auntie, stop,
No, he
Esther,
didn't.
Auntie, stop. Okay, we're gonna talk about anything else.
Wait, can I do a thing on the average thing real quick? Because we were talking about that for real.
Fine.
Okay.
Fine.
Yeah, can I add after you one bit I was going to say?
Well, it's not my show, so whatever's allowed. Okay, so the reason why when somebody calls somebody average, that's usually perceived to be an insult, right? I think we hear it that way, we give it that way. Nobody's ever told somebody that they're average is like a nice thing to say to somebody. Now we can say that like, oh well, average is most people are average, kind of, but also not really, right? If you look at like an average person has 1.9 legs because some people are missing legs, but no human has 1.9 legs. You either have 2 or 1, right? When we look at who we are as people, there are some things that we excel at, and there are some things that we don't do anything at. So I think that's why we never feel average, right? Because we're above average, hopefully, at whatever our competency is in. So when you say that somebody's average, it's always going to be perceived as an insult. So I'm sure that Camilla or anybody else, you guys all had crazy degree. You guys are all more educated than I am, right? I'm sure that on a whole, you might be an average person, but you're not going to perceive yourself that way because you push yourself forward in some areas that make you not average, and hopefully you're looking for other people that plug into those above average areas.
You know what? Can I just add a comment was made towards me being average? I just want to say, it's not about even my degree, you know. It's not about my master's. It's about what I've overcome and achieved in this life that makes me a survivor and above average. I have been homeless on the street, and I'm sitting here today and not representing that. My struggle, my success makes me above average, and nobody can't tell me that I'm not. Because if that's what I need to tell myself to get up in the morning and do my shit, that's what's going to have to happen.
That's all well and good.
Okay, can I add on to that, please?
That's all well and good.
One second,
That's
I
all
did
well
want
and
to
good.
say something.
Hold on, bro. Like, hold on, bro.
No, listen. One second.
wait,
No, listen.
wait,
Listen. Let me. One
Stop.
sec. Listen.
No, it's not your show. Shut up. Stop.
Don't listen. I never disrespect you. You do not disrespect me because I will not tolerate disrespect from no one. I'm not them, bro. What you mean? You disrespected me, so I've got a reason. Don't talk to me like that, bro. About
Stop. I just told you to stop. I just told you to stop talking.
Guys,
I was gonna give you a
chill.
chance, but you can't. Come on.
Wow.
30 seconds. Go.
Wow.
30 seconds, and then you.
Yeah,
30
she
seconds.
just can't stop talking.
Go.
Can't stop.
Go.
Anyway, I can't remember. She just threw me off. I can't remember.
Okay.
It was just so funny.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
Like, I don't know what's going on in this.
We were talking about average. We were talking about being average.
all right,
It was an average conversation. It was an average conversation.
Guys.
All right, cool. What was
Okay.
Oh, wait, hold on. Guys.
No, stop.
Listen, guys.
No, King.
Guys.
Stop it. Leave it.
The mics are off now.
Guys.
Relax yourself, bro.
Yo. All right, guys. Okay. All right. Thank you. The first rule of the podcast: don't interrupt the host. Yeah, we're not going to tolerate that no more. If that happens, you gotta go. Thank you. Okay. Yeah. Are we all cool with that?
Okay.
All right. Cool. Thank you. And no disrespectful stuff either. Thank you.
Okay. Wait.
Oh,
Okay. No. Stop. Okay. Thank you. We're gonna go on to the next question. All right.
All right,
So,
you know what? I'm going to leave.
Okay.
I'm not going to tolerate disrespect. This might be your platform, but respect people when they come on your platform.
Okay. Goodbye.
Go.
Go.
Yeah,
Okay. Because
Catch a case up in his face. Listen, mind yourself, bro. You know what? On the rebound.
Yeah, okay.
On the rebound.
Okay.
On the rebound, bro.
Cool.
On the rebound.
Like,
Be
disrespected
careful when you
you.
talk to
I
people.
disrespected
You don't know
you.
who you're talking
How
to.
did I disrespect
Be
you?
careful.
How did I-
First thing you called me, bro. And then he said,
I call everyone bro.
Yeah, don't call
I have
me
a
bro.
show here and I call
Don't
everyone
me
bro.
I don't know you, bro. Don't
So
call
that's
me
why
bro.
she's angry.
Listen.
You're angry because I called you bro. I called the auntie bro and she's right next to me.
No, Auntie hates it. Auntie hates it.
Wow.
Auntie's told you long time. Auntie hates
We're
it.
in here on the podcast, but there's the streets as well, bro,
Alright,
innit?
cool.
Mind yourself,
Super
bro.
fucked.
Mind
Alright,
yourself.
super fucked.
Yeah, you're damn right.
Alright, cool.
You're damn right, bro.
Cool.
You're damn
Awesome.
right. And I'm gonna see how fucked out you are.
Alright, cool.
Yeah? You little mug.
Right. Okay.
That's cool.
Later,
Disrespect. Because I called everyone bro.
Listen, don't call me bro, I don't know you.
So that's
When
what you have to
talk
say,
me,
though.
talk to me
That's what you have to
respect.
say.
You little mug.
But that's what you have to
You just
say.
mug, bro.
You're just embarrassing yourself at
I'm
this point.
embarrassing myself.
I know. Do you know something, right? Do you know something, right? Excuse me. What's your name? Hello, young lady. What's your name? T. Do you know what I'm gonna do for the first time ever? I'm gonna fucking follow you.
I like.
See you later.
Jesus.
And can I say something? I asked to speak before him.
Okay.
And you
Okay.
asked
Look at your issue. Stop. You're doing it again. Okay. You're. Oh my God.
Mind who you're talking to.
You're.
Don't talk
Oh
to
my
me
God.
like that. Don't disrespect me, bro. People
Why
get
are you
fucking
making
smoked
this
with
Blessing,
you like that.
blessing.
Because you're a mug. That's why
Okay.
you're a fucking mug, bro.
Oh my.
Okay.
You're lucky we're in there. I'll smoke you myself, you little
Okay.
dickhead.
Okay.
You little prick, bro.
Wow.
I'll smack you up myself in here, bro. You fucking dumb. You fucking little mug.
Wow.
Yeah, you're damn right, wow. Teach you a lesson next time when you're fucking talking to you mug.
Young lady.
Little mug. I'm gonna see how gangster you are out here.
Threats, like,
I'm gonna hit you up. You see where
You
we're
can
at
see.
here?
Look,
Okay.
I'm gonna
this
hit
is
you up, bro.
this is live right now.
Hello,
This is live right now.
Little mug.
Wow. That's mad.
Little mug. I'll see you soon, bro. See you real soon, you little mug.
Shut your mouth. Let's go.
And you need to stop inviting people on here and disrespecting them because you think you're
You keep over
Mind who you're talking
get
to as well.
get
Mind who
out.
you're
Get
talking to as
out.
well.
Get
I'm not a
out.
little mug.
Get out. Get out.
Mug. Mug, you bitch.
Oh.
Talking pure shit. How many bodies you got, bitch?
Oh my God. Get out. Get out. Get the fuck out of my apartment. Get out. Oh my.
Oh my God.
You. Oh.
Oh my God.
Okay, hold on. Can I just, for my own safety, who are we allowed to call bro here, and who are we not allowed to call bro? I just want to know.
Get the fuck out. Lock the door. Blessing, go lock the other side too. Blessing, lock the fuck. Yo, the only reason was because she kept interrupting me. Jesus Christ. Look, I don't. Oh my God. What? Can you go check? Just go double check. Go.
No, but okay, that's fair enough. But listen, look at the difference.
That has never I've never had anyone walk off or kicked out.
I think best is we move on quick.
But think about it. What did I actually say that was disrespectful to her?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she's saying I was disrespectful to her. How?
Yeah.
Okay.
You were antagonizing
All
the
I said-
situation. You kept going.
Okay.
She
We're
was
gonna
triggered and then you were going.
guys. Okay.
Listen, bro.
I just
Is
can't
she gonna
believe-
be like waiting outside for it? Bro, I'm a little scared. I don't want to die in London.
You know what's crazy? We were supposed to
You
have
better
security.
sleep with
You know
your
what's
eyes
crazy? We were
closed
supposed to have
tonight.
security tonight, and it didn't. I was like,
No, that's scary. I'm sorry. I was scared.
yo. The only reason I was gonna let her talk is the crazy thing, but she kept interrupting me, and I was just like, if you're gonna keep interrupting me, you have to go. Like, I don't.
I don't think she could hear you, honestly. And you didn't call her name as well.
No, she could hear.
She could. She just kept. No, she.
I give up.
Wow.
Back to business. Back to business.
You know, Esther. They're saying that Esther's the sane one in this podcast. Okay.
I can't believe Auntie Jenny was worse than me. Just saying.
Okay, hold on. We shouldn't shit talk anybody if they're not
I'm
here.
not.
Okay.
I'm not
to be
trying
fair,
to.
To be fair.
Look at. I didn't think anyone was that crazy until she started. Yeah. Okay. My next question. I actually didn't think it was that bad, but I guess
I just want to know why she's so mad that I call her broke and I call everyone bro.
it's like
Like,
it's
as I
just
said-
a respect thing. It's like your elders. Like I just would never.
I didn't know
Yeah.
she was older. Sorry.
Yeah. It's just like I just wouldn't call people that. But I don't think
But would you get that mad?
No,
over
I don't.
that,
I don't
though?
think you meant it like that. but
No,
it was
I
just-
think they were already upset, and then
Yeah.
him saying "bro" was just like a timid. But if they
Yeah.
were cool and they were calling each other "bro," I don't think they would.
Yeah, you
I
can
think
sit
that's it.
either. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. And I think it's because you kept antagonizing the situation.
How?
She was like, "Don't call me bro." You're like, "All right, bro."
Did I?
Yeah.
But that's the thing. I don't even think when I'm speaking, like it's just my vernacular. That's just how I speak, innit? Like, so I'm not even thinking like, oh yeah, I'm trying to push her buttons. Like all my thing is that let me say something because at this point I've said the least out of everybody. Do you get what I'm saying? So I was just trying
Yeah,
to have
but Auntie
like,
said the
constant-
most.
Yeah, but
Auntie's
she
taking
wasn't
up
the one
half the show.
talking. Yeah, but she wasn't the one talking
At that moment.
At that moment,
Okay.
exactly. That's
Okay.
the moment I'm talking about.
So we're gonna. Okay, I'm
move
gonna
on.
try to go on to the next topic.
Yeah, what are we doing
Yeah.
now?
Okay, so I was.
Are we still live? Are we still live?
Yeah, we're live. But that was.
Amazing.
Got a lot of good clips out of that one.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
This is
Clips
the,
is mad.
Oh
This is the
my
mo-
God. That's going to be on World
Can you turn this?
That's a mad
Can you
clip.
turn
World
this
Star
microphone?
Hip Hop.
This is too much.
yeah.
That was mad.
Oh,
Yeah.
Blessing's telling that you guys to. Yeah. You know Destiny. The crazy thing is, I've never had a kick out.
Oh.
I've made it a whole year almost. I've never had anyone walk out.
We brought
kick
that
out.
Miami energy back.
I know. I was like, what the hell?
Wow.
Oh my
Are we
gosh.
the Miami of Europe?
What?
Is London the Miami of Europe?
No. Okay. Who? Okay.
Oh my God, this
Can
man.
I just feel like this is such a lame question to
skip
follow
it.
that.
Skip it.
I was gonna
Hit
say,
it.
can women respect a man that they make more money than? Do you guys think?
I think when it comes down to actual household, because I know what you guys like to have like subservience and dominance kind of dynamics. And I think that gets very hard when there's an obvious breadwinner. And I feel like realistically, whoever's making the most money ought to. It will just naturally.
But sometimes
So-
you don't have to say, you know. Like, I've been that person that's earned the most money. And it's about you respecting that person, not to throw it in their face either. And it's about, there's certain things that you don't even have to spell out. Like, I'm on 55K and you're on 25K. It's just like, okay, well, what we'll do for the household bills, we'll go halves. But I've got the holidays. And I've got the, do you know what I mean? So I think you can respect, but it's a choice.
It makes more sense when you're more impoverished. So when there's someone that's obviously like you are dependent on them for rent and food, that's when the dynamics you can't really have that dominance.
That's the problem.
subservience.
It's the impoverished bit.
I think for a lot of these things, my mic's on, right?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I think for a lot of these things, I think it actually depends on how the man carries himself, right? I think that if you are
Agreed.
so like I think there's a similar question in terms of like, can a woman be with like a below average height male, right? There's a guy who might be 5'9" who carries himself normally, and there might be
I
a
agree
guy
with
who's
you.
like 5'9" who acts like he's very short all the time. And I don't think people won't like that guy, but not because he's short, because he thinks he's short. Same thing with like in a household, if the man is making less money, as long as the guy is contributing well to the household and he's not like being weird about it or being like moody about it, I think it could probably be okay.
Would you agree that it's more of the exception rather than the rule? That,
Are
like,
you asking me if I believe if numbers are real and they exist, or of course it's the exception.
Yeah,
Generally,
right,
men earn
right.
more than women right now,
Yeah.
so generally, yeah.
No, because I agree with you. Because I have a lot of tall friends, like
I'm
super
not-
tall. Like
I'm not in agreement. In terms of, I'm going to say, oh Lord, I want to bring culture back in here.
Okay.
Black Caribbean culture.
No,
I'm gonna tell you.
no.
I'm gonna tell you. The average man versus the average black woman right now, the black woman is earning more.
Is that in the Caribbean, or is that in London, or what?
I'm going to talk about London, Caribbean.
Okay.
I can't talk about America. I can only talk about where we are now.
Sure.
Because what you were saying about at the average,
Yeah.
I hardly meet men that earn more than me.
Yeah, actually,
What
I'm sorry.
about
I gotta be.
African men?
Let me qualify everything.
I
Anything
did
I
not-
say, anything I
I
say
don't even
only
mess
applies
with you
to
lot
America.
419
yeah.
business.
I
Your
don't know
money is
what it's
not
like here
legit,
anyway.
man.
So do you feel like you couldn't submit to a guy that makes more than you?
I would
Or
love to.
less than you. Sorry, less than you.
Oh yeah, I could, but again,
Okay.
it's how he carries himself.
Yeah.
Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? I really think it's about how you.
he carries himself.
Yeah, and if you, no, it's not even about position because it's about money. And when you get into the relationship, I think what's mine is yours and what's yours is mine. Maybe I'm wrong, but it's one pot now. No, and we're all just as.
Well, yeah, that's what, when I first heard this conversation, I was always confused because I'm like, don't you guys have a joint bank account? Doesn't it go into one?
Well, that would be ideal, right?
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
would think. That's what.
But apparently, people have joint, and then they have their
Yeah,
own
that's
little.
what I found out later. But like when growing up, everyone I knew always just had a joint bank account.
But does
so it
that
just
mean
went
you've got
into-
one foot out the door then?
What do
I'm
you
wondering, in those relationships where you have the joint, but you also got your little side monies, are
Is
you
it
really
kind of
fully
one foot?
yeah? Are
Yeah.
you fully invested in your relationship?
Yeah.
Or is that your money for a rainy day?
Yeah.
Like, for example, I've been told you have the joint for all your main bills, but then I have my money to do my hair, to do my nails, to do my, whatever. But why can't I take that from the main pot?
I think you
This
should
is standards.
you just like pay bills, pay each other. That's what I do. Like like I tend to pay a little bit more in rent because I out earn my partner. So she'll just send me like I think our rent's like $5,000. She'll send me like $1,000 or $2,000 depending on what our agreement is, and then we'll just pay rent like that. And then everybody keeps their own money and they do their own thing. But if you want to do like a vacation or a special thing, then depending on who's got the most money, who earns more, again, it should be a team. You
That's
want
what
to
I-
do things together. So like
That's what I would think.
Yeah.
Like, wasn't it? But why wouldn't you just have one bank account if
The
it's all
problem, the problem with one bank account is what you have to be really careful about is it's easy to lose track of spending, and the last thing you want is for money to
Oh,
get
it's
in
like
the way
it's
of
like
a
easier
relationship.
to track it.
Yeah, well, it's just like it's a thing where like nobody might mean anything bad, but maybe I'll be stereotypical. I'll say the woman. Maybe the woman loses track of how much like hair, nails, mani pedi costs or whatever, and then all of a sudden the guy goes to check his bank account and he's like, "What the hell? I'm missing like $500. Like what's going on here?" And the woman's not even thinking like, "Oh, I'm spending all this money." She's like, "Oh, I got this much here. I'll spend it." Yeah, and I think that's the thing you got to be careful of. I think joint bank accounts can work, but you got to be really, really careful tracking like the spending so somebody doesn't like build resentment. I think.
You might as well just not do it.
You think?
I mean, I personally,
might as well
I don't
just
think
not
you
do it.
should. I just think it sounds like too much of a cluster.
Yeah,
you gotta say
yeah.
that.
You wouldn't do it in your
Fine.
relationship?
No.
Really?
absolutely
Why not?
Because of what you just said. I don't want that confusion, man.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. Like my balance just decreasing because of hair, nails, bags.
it's
Like,
your-
nah, bro.
It's the
Nah.
collective balance decreasing.
Huh?
It's the collective balance.
Nah,
decreasing.
but like it still doesn't work. I just think it's confusion. We'd have to keep receipts, track of everything. Like, nah.
I think if both parties are making a lot of money, I think it's okay because you guys are rich or whatever.
Yeah,
but when
yeah.
you're like paycheck to paycheck, man, if you're like 3 or 4 days out from payday and your account is broke and you want to go out and get just like some kind of food, and then you go and check in the last 4 charges where something your girl did,
Yeah.
I don't care what kind of man you are, you're gonna be pissed
That's
off. Even
gonna
if you spent more, you're gonna be pissed off because you're gonna see it, you're like, oh,
That's gonna be tense. It's
Yeah.
gonna be tense.
Yeah.
Who do you guys think benefited more from the women's sexual liberation movement or the sexual liberation movement?
I would say men.
Men.
And it's annoying because in any scenario, men still always benefit. Even before women got their sexual liberation, men still benefited. Now they've got their sexual liberation, men are still benefiting.
Why do you think so? I mean, why do you think men benefit? I'm just curious.
The reason I think men benefit is because now men don't have to do a lot now to get sex. So literally, go on a dating app, a woman's coming. Even now, women don't even get their Ubers paid anymore. They'll be like, I'll drive to you because I need some D. Now, what it's done now is creating unrealistic expectations for relationships. So now, as a woman, you want a man to wine and dine you and 69 you. But I feel like now it's like men don't need to do that anymore because you can just get sex somewhere else.
Is that because
So-
I'm liberated or because the traditional values have gone?
I think liberation in the promiscuity manner. That's what I'm speaking upon. Obviously, I would say to an extent I'm sexually liberated because of the fact that I feel like I can have sex with whoever I want, but this is the person that I want to be with it's not just somebody that I saw on the street and because he's fine, I'm going to let him put something inside me. No, it's because I respect this man. I want to see a future with him. You know, it's somebody I actually see myself with. But I think a lot of women now, it's just, I'm horny. You know what? Let me give it to any man. And I feel like that is
They don't give it to
cheapening-
just any man, bruv.
A lot of women do.
Sorry, I called you bruv. I apologize.
Right, bro. You call it bruv.
You're gonna come hurt me now. Sorry.
How many
I gotta
bodies
watch
have
my
you got?
back. I gotta watch my back now because I called you bruv. Like, do you know what I mean? But I think like a lot of times, like you're saying, yeah, you're liberated and all this, but it's not like women are not just going around throwing it to just any guy out there because there's loads of guys that are not getting any box. And you don't always forget that every single time we have these conversations.
I hate this point.
No, but it's true because you don't even register those guys.
Because, we always quote the 40% of men that are not getting sex, right?
Yeah, you don't care about
If you are
them.
in that category, I'm really sorry, but society already helps you. Like, men literally can get sex on a platter. You can get a prostitute. Do you know, actually, what people never actually say? They say 40% men report to not be having sex. But what they don't report is they're not having sex because of women. It's because they don't feel confident in themselves. So I actually saw the report. It was saying things like, I've had a lot of, they reported things like, I've had a lot of chances, but because I didn't feel like I was going to do it right. And they said the reason that they feel this insecurity is because of social media. And you know, in
Or
social
small
media...
penises, really. Because if I have a small willy, then I'm not taking it out.
But I feel like even if you've got a small
can I just get to wait, Esther. I just want to understand what you're saying. You're saying these guys have women that are down, they're ready to sleep with them. Okay, wait. So these 40%. Let me just. I just want to make sure.
This is what they said.
Okay.
I read the report.
You're telling me these 40% of men have guys or girls, not guys, girls ready to sleep with them, and they're just saying, you know what, I don't feel good about myself. I'm not going to.
No, I'm not saying so many women want to have sex with them. I'm saying these same men reported that they've been in situations where they could have had sex, but they didn't feel confident in themselves to say, you know what, I can do this.
Right.
And you know where the insecurity actually comes from? Other men. Men go out talking about their game.
Okay.
Oh, I've got this. You know, I can pull any girl. It makes other men actually feel insecure in themselves. When actually, in reality, women will have sex with any man as long as you fulfill her needs. It doesn't have to be sexual. It could be emotional need. It could
Speak for yourself.
I personally would.
I'm not having sex with any man if he fulfills my needs.
Personally,
Any man? Any man? Oh, come on.
No, but if this guy made you feel like a queen, he made
I'm
you...
sorry, I'm a tall girl. I'm 6 foot, right? It doesn't matter how good a 5'5" guy makes me feel. It's not.
Leave the short kings alone.
Look it. I'm sorry.
No.
I'm not trying. Look it. It's just true. If I was shorter, it'd be different. But I'm tall.
But that's cute. You could just like cuddle him.
Just pick him up. Okay, you guys can do that. That's fine. I'm not.
But the thing is,
hold on.
women will start.
Aren't you single? Are you single?
Yeah.
Then what input do you have on any of this?
What do you?
Isn't one of your big roasts that like women have standards that are too high and they're not being realistic? Blah 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 blah. Now you're looking for a guy that's what 6'1" at least.
There's not a lot. There's not a lot of them.
It's true. Look at 5'5", Destiny. 5'5".
No,
Come on.
5'5" is like
that's what I said.
That's like 50 standard deviations from the norm. Hold on.
That's what I said. Wait. Let me.
Oh, I'm sorry. You can cut us off. Oi, bro.
Yes.
Oi, bro. I think you need to be careful, okay?
5'5". That's what I said. I said no guy that is 5'5". Sorry.
Yeah, I know, but you do this thing. You do this thing where when
difference.
people are talking, we're supposed to speak about for everybody. But then every time you give an example, you go to like the 8th standard deviation away from the
5'5s.
norm. Yeah. How many guys are 5'5"? It's like less than like 1% of men. Okay.
Yeah, look at 5'7". You know.
Anyway,
I like my short kings.
So you think
Big up the short kings.
To go back to the question. You think it benefited men? What do you think, Destiny?
I think there's pros and cons to everybody. That's going to be the same for everything. It's nice for women because women can have more sex without necessarily getting pregnant and having kids. Women have a little bit more independence, so they can explore sexually without being tied down to one man that they have to marry. For men, there is more availability of sex. I know there was that 40% number, but I think that was quoted, I want to say in 2021. It was like when the pandemic was crazy and everything. I think that fell. I don't know what it fell to. But I mean, like sex is more available now than it was in the past for most people, which is, but there's pros and cons, right? There's going to be more competition competition for sex. There's going to be more competition for relationships. Back 30, 40, 50 years ago, all a man had to do was work a job, and he was basically like guaranteed a wife because women couldn't work. I think it's important to recognize there are pros and cons to everything.
Can I point something out? A lot of the time, you guys talk about this 80-20 ratio, where like women are all gunning for the same men, and like those studies that you reference, they're all based on dating apps like OkCupid and Tinder. And I just want to say, like, dating in the real world is far different to our choices on Tinder. Like, there could be a perfect man on Hinge, and I would see lives in Dagenham. I'm like, nah.
Nah. East London,
Like,
please, I'm not on it. Yeah.
That's true. That is true. That is true.
I'm crazy on them ads because we're looking for everyone. But if someone is in front of me that I get along with and I can learn to love, then all this nonsense of marketization and all this bollocks of rating yourself, it's absolutely
But
it's a disgrace.
the point is,
I don't like
the
this
point
language.
is, we swipe right on dating apps. What, 5% of the time?
What do you mean?
Yeah, but
On
that's
dating-
because
but wait. Let me. So even if we triple it, quadruple it, that's still only 20%. We could double it, make it 40%.
It's 5-1 men to women on these apps. Of course, women are going to be highly selective.
Highly.
And women are highly selective in real life as well.
Definitely.
Absolutely not. That's
Not
not
as much
true.
as men.
Oh my
If you
days,
Not as much as
bro.
men.
Listen,
Oh my
No,
God.
you for real?
no.
Okay, wait.
Hold on, hold on.
Destiny, can I ask you a question? Do you think who's pickier, men or women?
When it comes to what?
When it comes to for relationships?
For relationships?
Yeah, let's say
I think men
Men.
tend to gatekeep relationships more. For sex, women tend to gatekeep
Yes.
sex more.
You think men are equally picky?
When it comes to relationships or sex?
Let's say relationships.
Well, it's important because you guys mix them up a lot. And they're
I'm not
way
mixing them up. I'm not
asking
mixing
you-
them
I'm
up.
asking
Sure,
you
okay.
about-
For relationships, I think men can gatekeep more than women do.
No, I'm asking if you think they're equally picky with the women that they want to be in relationships with, as women are to men.
Are men as picky
if you
as
were,
women?
So for you, if you were gonna, I mean, you're already married, right? And I'm looking for a husband, and you're looking for a wife. Who's pickier, typically, by and large? I'm not like I'm just using.
I think it's roughly equal.
Really, that's
Yes.
so interesting.
Wow.
It's interesting, but the reason why is because you guys get all your information from dating apps where the numbers are super skewed. But if you go into any school, all the boys are dating all the girls. If you go into any workplace, if you go into any workplace, if you go into any workplace, all the boys are dating all the girls. When there are environments where men and women are together, look at the YouTube world and the stream world. Every YouTuber is fucking every other YouTuber. Every stripper is fucking every. That's how it works. But the problem is, you guys are only looking at like, well, look at Tinder where it's 5 men to 1 woman.
I would actually agree on college campuses.
Sure.
It's similar. I would say it's similar on college campuses. There's like a select group of men that tend to do very well.
No, hold on.
Yeah.
Wait, no. Wait, what you just said is a highlight of why I think you're not either engaging well. No, wait. Because you said men do very well.
No,
wait, let me finish.
Wait, can I just speak? I said a select group of men.
You said a
So
select
for,
group.
so for example, like athletes.
No. One athlete is not dating 5 women. A select group of men, they might have sex, but that's why I say it's important to distinguish sex between relationships. An elite group of men can fuck a lot of women, sure. An elite group of women could
Can I
fuck, or any
ask you
woman
a
could fuck a lot of
question?
men. Yeah, sure.
Can I ask you a question? Like, okay, I'm not saying in terms of relationships. I'm saying in the initial encounters when men come together with women. We're not even talking about relationships now. We're just that initial moment when they meet. Who's usually going to be more pickier? Who's going to be more willing to like settle with whatever comes their way, whatever they catch that night, or whoever they meet in their real life?
Yeah, when
who's
you
going to
say
be
settle.
more? Who's going to be more picky?
Picky
Men
for
or women?
sex?
It
or?
depends.
No,
For sex, I think.
No. Listen. Before the sex or the relationship has come, yeah, you first have to meet that person, and you subconsciously, in your mind, not even subconsciously, in your mind if I would sleep with that person or I would give them a chance. You already know that in your mind when you look at them, bro. Like, so what I'm saying, sorry, I shouldn't have called you bro.
You can call me bro. It's okay.
But what I'm saying is that in that initial moment when you first come into contact with the opposite sex, yeah, who is usually more picky? Is it going to be men or women? That's what I'm asking.
when you're
I'm not
thinking-
asking the relationships down the road.
Sure. When you think of just sex, men are going to be less picky than women, of course. Men will fuck
In
almost
terms of
anything.
sex, yeah.
of course.
But you don't think that's where it starts, like wanting to sleep?
But that's where it kind of starts, yeah.
Wanting to sleep with the person. You don't think that's where it starts?
Because I don't know why you guys.
It's the initial attraction.
I think no. Sorry, can I just say something? So in terms of sex and relationship, it's so different because men, they would pick anyone to have sex with because men just have a high sex drive. But when it comes to relationship, I believe men are a lot more picky. They'll say they don't want a woman that has too much body count. They don't want a woman
with kids.
A woman with kids.
No,
There's so much standards that women have to.
I'm not arguing that.
But
I'm not
women, the standard that we set for ourselves is literally: does he treat me well? Is he going to be a good father?
Yeah, but before you get to that point, there's a yes or no. Before you get to that point of I would like to get in a relationship with this guy, that guy would have to qualify some requirements, some preferences in the first place, and that's
but you don't have to have sex to do that. You can just speak.
I never said you have to have sex.
Speak.
I never said you have to have sex.
Yeah, but women will speak to anyone.
Whoa,
It doesn't have to.
Yes, and women will speak to guys, and they'll be banging the guy that they really like.
Yeah, banging. Sorry, you can bang anyone.
And they will want relationships from that guy.
Not a lot of time. Not really.
This is what I think. When we talk about gatekeeping sex versus relationships, this is what I think, okay?
Wow.
If you were to go into a guy's body count and you were to ask the guy, of the last 10 women you fucked, which of those 10 would you date? I think you can find guys that would say like 1 or 2, maybe. But if you go and you ask a girl, the last 5 or 10 guys that you banged, how many of them would you date? They'd say like, well, 3 of them I did date, you know? And for the most part, like at least half of them I'd probably consider dating, right?
Yeah.
That's what I mean when I say generally, like men will gatekeep the relationship part a little bit.
Definitely.
And
No,
women
I
will
agree with
gatekeep.
that.
Yeah.
But that's exactly what I'm saying
Exactly,
too.
yeah,
No,
yeah,
I said I agreed. I said I wasn't arguing, and you just kept talking. You wasn't listening.
No, but you were saying
I was
something.
agreeing with you.
No, you weren't.
No, I say initially, before you're starting to go out on dates and you're considering a relationship, that person has to qualify certain requirements. And usually it's a looks test. The looks test will really determine how far or how much allowance or how many chances you're going to give to this guy.
Not really as well. No. Because let's be real.
So you accept advances from every guy that approaches you. You accept their advances.
I'm not saying I accept every single advance. I'm just saying women are very realistic with their options. Like they know that they know. Let me finish.
She's laughing. Even she's laughing.
Let me finish. Yeah, we can say, oh yeah, I want a 6-foot guy, but they know there's not that many 6-foot guys. When it comes to reality, they look at the dating pool. It's the dunya out here. Like, bro, there are frogs everywhere. Women actually stop and think, you know what? I don't want to be single for the rest of my life. I want to be married before 30.
And what age do they start thinking like
30.
To be fair, a lot when they're older, definitely.
So when they're out of their prime years.
But men never. Men always think they can get the baddest chick.
I'm just being real. Listen, I'm not trying to be rude. But at the end of the day, your prime years in let's just say your prime years in your 20s, bro.
But what is the prime?
Sorry, I didn't mean to call you bro.
Men reality, it hits them in the face because they're not going to get that girl, but the girl can still sleep with that guy.
Okay, hold on. Why are you're so male-brained in all your answers? You're only looking at the sex. Most women know they could fuck most guys whenever they want. That's why women don't chase sex. They don't need to. But there's a difference.
There's always that number.
Sex. That's why I get mad when you guys talk about hypergamy. They act like an average whatever woman knows that. Let me finish.
Do you not think women, because you'll make like 3 different
I'm not making a point. I'm reinforcing my first point.
Do you not think women date up?
No.
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 Not at all.
Not now.
Again, hold on. When you say date
let's be real.
this is a data answer. When you say date up, you're only looking at it from the male perspective. When you say date up, you go, oh, well, they date up because the man is earning more money. But then you'll say things like men value younger women, and in that case, men date up because they tend to date younger or they tend to date more attractive. We all value different things in the dating market. Everybody dates
in
about where they're at.
In the exchange of that man that has got all the money and resources and all that to offer the woman, and the woman's basically she's young, good looking. Do you think that's an even exchange of value?
Yes, because the man is chasing what he wants, the woman's chasing what she wants.
So is he dating down?
No, it's not dating down. They're
It's a
both
different
they're dating.
level.
They're different.
'Cause you want the prime, innit? You want
they're
that
looking-
young body, that high
No,
titty.
hold on,
That's what you. That's your prime.
Because you guys
But
will
guess
say this.
what?
You guys will say this. You'll
Go
say
on.
men don't care about a woman's accomplishments, and then you'll say, well, a guy is dating a woman that's young and super hot, and you're like, oh, he's dating down. No, it's not dating down because you just said they don't care about the woman's
Do you know why it's dating down? Do
Exactly.
you want to know why it's dating
Exactly.
down?
Yeah.
Because in that exchange, the man is probably offering resources and protection. Yeah, protection and provision. That is long lasting. That's forever. Whereas what that woman is offering is her youth and her beauty, which will disappear. The
And so
wall
what,
is
her value
undefeated.
is zero after
No,
that?
but I'm just saying I'm saying it's not as even. You're saying it's an even exchange, but it's not because he's offering something that is forever, and she's offering something that will disappear in like what 7, 10
What
years
about
at
love
most.
You
and
guys are
companionship and
insane.
commitment?
No, but that's not the point. That's
But that's what
not
he
the point where we're
values
talking
at
about.
the-
That's not
but
what we're talking about right
but
now.
in that scenario, at that point, that's what he values. At that point, he
How do you
values.
know what he's valuing? The
Because
men are
you just
different.
said it.
Listen. You're talking about love and all that. I'm just saying on the base
I'm not,
level.
no, I'm not talking about love. I'm talking about in terms of what men value. They don't value a woman that makes a lot of money.
Okay,
You said that
okay.
yourself.
Okay,
so
yeah.
in that moment in time, they value younger women.
Okay.
So he's not dating down because in his
but
eyes, that's what gives
but
me.
you're not thinking.
Well, that's what the
but
value
you're not
is.
thinking in the whole scope of it. Okay, yes, I agree with you, and I said it. Yes, men will value youth and fertility and all of them things, but these are all things that disappear.
Yeah, but
What
that,
he no.
that's the
no.
man. No.
What? You're not.
That's
You're
the
not
man.
even.
No, that's the man. No. So,
Go on.
okay, finish.
You're not listening,
Finish.
bro. What he's offering does not disappear. It doesn't go. It doesn't go nowhere.
Yeah, but
You
that's
don't
not
know
the
that.
women's
So how is it-
fault.
You
don't-
That's
I
not
never
the
said
women's
it's-
fault.
it's not
At
about
the end of the day,
fault.
the men choose what they value, right? If they
Wow.
value younger women and that's what they want at that moment, it doesn't matter if it expires in a couple years.
I'm just saying
that's
it's
what
not
they
even
value.
exchange. I'm just saying it's not
And then
even
he'll
exchange.
value a
Listen,
mother of
listen.
a woman that is stable and can give his children all that they need. His needs probably
Exactly.
change.
Everything
and
in
then
this
it aligns.
Sorry, everything in this life is fleeting. You don't own all your material. Yes, you have resources
Okay.
now. Listen,
Okay.
but that can disappear.
What's more likely
Look
to
at
be?
the look at the economy now. Look at the hyperinflation can happen one day. Suddenly, all this is gone.
Yeah, but you're
Now
saying
where's your
maybes.
value?
You're
So
saying maybes.
according
You're
to
talking
your
about
standards,
maybes.
You don't
You're
have
talking
value
about.
anymore.
You're talking about
It's not about
maybes.
me.
You're talking about
You
maybes.
don't own anything.
You're talking about maybes.
You don't own anything.
You're not
in this
listening.
life.
You're just over talking me, and you're not listening.
I know what you're saying. That
So what am
that-
I saying?
That our beauty, yeah, it's inevitable that it will.
100%. 100%. Yeah.
And I'm saying.
You're talking about nothing. You don't own nothing
But
in this world, and what if
I'm-
this happens?
okay.
It's what ifs you're talking
So
about.
I understand, okay?
Okay,
But
cool.
what I'm getting at is that just because certain possessions we have may disappear does not mean our value as a human being diminishes. What is important is us as individuals having a partnership and love, like all this.
Of course you can
Can I
say
ask you
all
a
that.
question?
Of
Can I
course
ask you
you're
one
gonna say
question?
that, bruv.
One question
Because
about
you got
value.
diminishing the value, bruv.
Let me ask you something. You see,
You guys are
I'm saying, I feel
So what
like.
do you want? Do you
One
want
minute, one
women
minute,
to
Esther.
never grow old?
No,
Esther, 1 minute,
I'm
1
not
minute,
saying
1
that.
minute, 1
So
minute.
what's the
Guys,
solution?
guys, stop.
What's the solution?
Esther, stop, guys. Okay,
Can I-
okay, wait. Okay. We have to go one at a time because when you're talking over each other, it's hard to hear on the audio. Okay. Okay,
Well, I
wait,
just
wait.
want-
I
okay.
didn't say talk yet. I didn't say talk yet. I'm gonna give you a chance to go.
funny.
Go ahead,
I just
go
wonder
ahead.
I think you've got a very juvenile standard of beauty. Because your beauty.
Of course you're gonna say that.
No, and I'm saying that because I can give you. Let's look at celebrities. Nia
Why?
Long
Why are
at
we looking at
20
celebrities?
is just as beautiful as she is at 50.
You're not the market.
What are you talking
What are you
about?
talking
You're not a man.
You're.
You should maybe you should ask men because it's men that's gonna date her, men that's gonna marry her, men that will impregnate her.
Are you telling me
maybe
you're
you
the
should ask-
spokesperson for all men?
Bro, but
I
I'm
don't
a
think
man
you are,
and you're
babes.
not. I'm in a better position than you.
I'm not sure, because as I said, you're talking from a very juvenile, unmatured perspective of what beauty is. Your beauty standards
in
are
your
very
opinion.
surface.
You don't even know my beauty standards. You haven't asked
I have
me.
a question for you. So there's some girl, I don't know who that is. What's her name?
Nia Long,
Nia Long, and she's just as beautiful at 20 or at 50 as she is at 20.
I believe so.
Okay.
Delusion. Delusion.
I think you lot should Google
How
her.
old are you? How old are
I'll
you?
Google her.
How old are you?
No, she's
No,
beautiful.
I'm not trying to be rude. I'm not.
I don't know how you're.
I never
you
said
sound
you're not
really
beautiful.
ageist.
Okay.
You're really
Oh
ageist.
my God! I asked you a question. How old you
Because
are?
youth does not mean beauty. People actually grow into beauty
I'm
as well.
asking you
So I
how
don't
old
really
you
know
are.
what you're.
How's
I
that
was
ageist?
uglier younger. I have grown into.
My
I don't know
days.
what
You're
you're
not
on.
listening. It's calm.
What do
Carry
you
on.
think about that,
Carry on.
Destiny? What do you think?
People date for different things at different ages. This is like a really kind of silly conversation. Like an older guy might value a woman because she's young and beautiful, but as you start dating, hopefully you start to appreciate other things, and then a relationship goes from that. If you want a family,
can you ask the looks thing? Like, do you think most women look better at 50 or the same
I
at
didn't say
50 as
most
20?
women.
probably not. But people at 50 are dating for different things.
Okay.
Right?
I didn't say most women at 50.
Well, they should be, but unfortunately, a lot of men, they do want younger women. It is quite sad, and I
Unfortunately.
think it's quite sickening that someone that's
How
like
old
50...
is your mum and how old is your dad?
Esther, I have a question. Do you think it's equally sad and sickening that women want successful men? Or tall
Talking to the
men?
mic.
Is it sad and sickening that I like tall
I
guys?
would, I mean, when I say sickening, I mean like a 50-year-old wanting to date a 20-something-year-old. Like, dude, man, you've been through generations. Why do you find a 20-something-year-old attractive? You've been through life. To me, I'm not going to lie, that is a bit... If you want a younger, as in like 10 years younger, that's okay. You know, she's experienced. She's been through a lot. But when you're going like as far as 20-something... To me, that's crazy, and you need to have conversations with yourself. I'm not going to lie, but in terms of wanting money, I don't even encourage women to go for a man for money. Even that I don't encourage, because I do think it's all very fictitious. To me, I think women should just go for things that make them happy rather than like materialistic things. But unfortunately, some women do like that. So I can't really tell people what to like and not like.
If you have the same energy. The other
Yeah,
way
yeah, I
around.
do.
Okay.
I find it, I feel like you should go out there as a woman. We are so blessed with feminism. This is why, honestly, I don't know why people speak down on feminism. We can make our own money. Bro, in Africa, in certain countries, women can't do that. So to me, it's just such a blessing that women can do that. And in Western countries, I don't know why women don't want to. Why are you still looking for a man to take care of you? But if that's what you like...
Because they want the soft life.
Yeah, but you can give yourself the soft life.
Don't tell me.
Women
Tell them.
can go into managerial roles. You can work hard, get your money up, treat
They
yourself.
don't want to. They don't want to, though.
Well, it seems like they do because they are more than they ever have in all of history, right?
Definitely.
Yeah, but there's a lot of them that still want a man that's making way more money than them. And a lot of times, a lot of women that are, they're making all this money, they still want a guy that's going to be taking on financial burden.
Yeah, that's true, but those numbers are changing. I think it was like 38%, I think in like 2017 or 2015, like for people that wanted, for women still wanting men to out earn them, but that number has slowly come down over time. It'll probably adjust as more people make more money.
You have to wait for society to adjust to what is
Definitely.
new.
I have to wait for nothing, bro. I'm living
All
my
right.
movie.
All right, you do your thing, but we're gonna wait.
That's,
Yeah, you
I
just have
mean,
to be
I don't
patient.
care what you
have to be
do.
patient
I
with
don't
it.
care what you do.
All right, that's fine. But you have to be realistic.
I am realistic.
And I feel like the
I
world
haven't
is-
said anything that's unrealistic.
The world is moving in the direction that you're asking. So like all this complaining and
Complaining.
it's
What have I
actually
complained
happening.
about?
Or how women want to date men that are making more.
I never
But
said
people-
that as a complaint. I was just stating the obvious.
But I'm saying.
But
that
you're
that's-
saying it's a complaint.
No. I'm saying that it's
So
already
you're gonna
changing.
adjust
no,
what
no,
you
no,
said?
No, listen. I'm saying that it's already changing.
Okay, but I wasn't complaining though. So.
Okay, well that's fine then. But I'm just saying
I
that.
don't know why you thought I was complaining.
I feel
It's
like
okay, it's
women
okay.
can't win. If they want a man that makes a lot of money, you're a gold digger. If you want a man that's average or whatever, she's not
What?
Actually,
like thinking high enough. She should
says that?
respect
Who
herself.
says that?
Oh, actually, there was a video that went viral. It was
we
actually on
just-
Kendra G.
Wait, but
Kendra
we were
G's-
just like every time a girl says she has high standards, literally girls always cheer her on.
No. No, when I think it was actually a video that went viral recently where it was on Kendra G's Instagram live, and it was this woman. She said, "I date broke men. I do not care. I love broke men." And she said, "All a man needs to have is $2,000, like $2,000 a month. That's all he needs to earn." And in the comments, people were saying, "Oh, you don't even respect yourself. You should aim
they actually-
higher.
they did that to
Women
me.
can't win."
I just think on the internet everyone's gonna complain.
Yeah, but I
It's
mean,
like-
everybody does that. Like, we say, like, women will always have each other, but men do it too. You'll see, like, a forum full of, like, no offense, but, like, super fat, really nerdy loser guys who are, like, shitting on women who are, like, a million times more attractive than any woman they'll ever talk to, right? That's where, like, the pointy elbows meme comes from, right? Yeah.
Because that happened to me on Saucecast. I forgot what number I said when they said, like, the salary, but they were, like, shitting on me for it. Was, like... It wasn't even low either. It was like, I don't know, 55 in the
Number for
US.
what?
Like, they asked me what salary I would date, and all the girls were like, "Oh, no, you need to make it higher." But I was like, wow. I don't know.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, but I just
there
think-
will always be someone that complains.
Right, but like
so
that's
it's like
just,
just
that's
do
just
whatever makes
I
you
mean,
happy.
That's just life, though. Like people complain, especially if you're going to be on the internet.
Yeah, you can
know?
do. Yeah,
Like,
you can do whatever makes you happy. But if you lose, don't complain, innit? Because there's a lot of women that complain.
That's a fair game. Don't
Yeah.
complain.
Yeah,
But I think men
and no one
complain-
has to give you. And no one has to give you sympathy. Because when I do my reaction videos to these chicks, I'm saying chicks, grown women, overgrown women that they're crying over Chad and Tyrone. Oh, you left me, blah, blah, blah. I always say I have no sympathy for you because you're an adult and you made choices. And I think that everyone has to be accountable for their choices. Simples.
But do you say the same thing when...
Yes. And I talk crap about guys too.
When
Yeah.
a man goes for a woman that only wants him for money.
Yeah.
Do you say you made that? You need to take accountability.
You should
for
understand
yourself?
if you're getting into a situation with a woman who is only there for your money, like for instance, your example of the guy that's 50 years old getting with a 21-year-old girl. Obviously, that he's not. You're not her first choice, bro. Like, do you get what I'm saying? So, like, yeah, you should understand the situation you're in, understand the dynamic. That, bro, she's there because you have money and she's young, hot girl. Now, if you're a 50-year-old man and think, oh, she really loves me because she helped me bust nuts, you're an idiot. And that's it. But the thing is, I think guys are more inclined to just deal with reality, whereas women, you lot are brought up with the whole Disney, Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty rhetoric that
don't
kind of
think
messes
so.
you lot up. And then you think, oh yeah, the first Chad and Tyrone I meet, like out of school, whatever, we're gonna have some kind of relationship, and he's hot, blah blah. No, bruv, no.
No,
You get
I
pumped
don't
and
think
dumped.
so.
And then it's when you get to like 30 years old, now you want a nice guy, now you want a good guy. He doesn't have to be tall, he doesn't have to be rich. I just want a guy that's gonna be there and loyal. Come on, bruv.
See, I don't think so. I think
Destiny-
sorry. Go on.
Okay.
No, go.
Destiny, I have a question for you. Why do you think that college-educated women initiate divorce 90% of the time?
Well, I don't know. What do the stats say? Isn't it that usually people aren't happy in their relationships?
It depends what study you look at. I've looked at sometimes it's financial, sometimes
I've seen infidelity, I think, as a high one. I've seen people are just generally not happy with their relationship.
Irreconcilable differences.
Mm-hmm.
That's one as well.
I was just curious, anecdotally.
I don't know
Oh,
very many
okay.
divorcees with college degrees, so I can't really say. No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Different.
Why, do you?
Mhm.
What do they say?
I mean, I don't ask them. They're like my mom's friends. I don't go. I don't ask them for the behind the scenes of their divorces.
Do you feel like, asking that question, you feel like something in college makes women want to...
No, I mean, I feel like women just have a hard time. I mean, I think it kind of goes back to like women out earning men have a hard time respecting the men they're with.
That's not true.
That's not true.
That's not true.
I actually read into that data.
It's
So,
not true.
I read into that data and it explained why. So a lot of the time the women reported that they had way too much responsibility in the marriage. So they were expected to be in charge of the household duties and still work a job. And they had to...
Oh, come on. What % of modern women actually cook?
It was,
Like,
wait. That is, but that's
20% of
What?
the men, when both parents are working, only 20% actually reported to doing household duties. That's scary when you're both working.
I mean, I'm just saying the shit's automated nowadays. I mean, you have a washing machine, a dishwasher.
Yeah, but so
Sure,
you have
you can
to
say,
put
but
it in
even
the
at that,
washer
fryer.
but as
Like,
much as
come
it's
on.
as much as it's automated,
Come
men
on.
still don't do it.
Yeah, still don't do
They
it.
still don't do it. That's
look at-
that's the issue. Is that one of the
But
big
why-
problems
that's
with
not a reason
households.
for divorce.
It
chores.
absolutely is a reason.
Chores?
When you
Oh,
get
come
when you
on.
get older and you manage a household on your own, Pearl, you'll see how fucking annoying it is when you're working and then you come home and everything is fucked up and horrible and nobody's fucking cleaning anything. Yeah, that is a totally valid reason for divorce, of course.
Chores to break up a home,
Pearl,
a family.
Have you
kids.
lived in a filthy
If
home?
you're
You've never lived with a difficult person.
If it is consistent where you're consistently having to have that burden upon yourself, you keep telling him, please, can you clean up?
Like, it's so
He
funny
just
because like
doesn't-
lifelong friends from like grade school to high school will dorm in college and then hate each other forever over like bad dorm roommates, and that's not even a relationship. So yeah, of course I think stuff like this is perfectly valid. I think
Sure.
splitting up
And another
splitting up duties in the household is like one of the most important parts of like a relationship because it's where you're spending most of the time together. This is why I say people get triggered when I say it. I don't think you're even dating until you live together, because until you live together, you don't really know who the other person's like. And once you start living together and you see what the household duties are like, then you get a feel for what the relationship is.
I mean, I just think that, like, I don't know. I feel like that stuff can be worked out. Chores, like,
hold
all
on,
the
wait. Do you
things-
understand?
of all
Hold on,
the
wait.
things-
You're not saying anything. Do you do this in unintentionally, we're like, I don't know about that. We're telling you, I'm telling you that.
I mean, that's you're giving your opinion. I'm giving.
I'm not giving an opinion. I'm saying that in a household, this is not an opinion. I'm putting it forward as fact. In a house, delineation of chores is one of the most important things. That if somebody's constantly destroying the bathroom, leaving clothes everywhere, leaving dirty food in the sink, they can't clean their dishes or whatever. Like these things will destroy anything over time.
Yeah, but that's what she said. She said, "I'm sure we can work it out." That's
well, but
like,
they obviously can't because they're not though.
They're not working
They're not working it out.
Bro, then maybe these women that are making all this money, that they're making so much money working, and they don't want to do the house chores. Maybe they should go and get an older guy with more money so they can go and employ a maid and a cook.
What?
Yeah.
You guys
Maybe
just
they
be
should
saying
do
anything,
that.
man.
How's that anything?
Okay, but then
you got listen to what you just said. You said they're leaving the guys that make less money because they're expected to make money and do the house, and you were saying how hard it is because you're at home and you're doing all these chores. Okay, then don't be with a guy that makes less money. Find a guy that makes more money, and then you don't have to do chores because you employed a maid and a cook.
Okay, but then like you said, but then young guys can't complain then that girls won't date their own age because guys can't do house chores. Then you'd be like, oh, sorry, you're 25 years old. You have to be single till you're 35 and learn how to do the dishes. Like,
and only top 5% of men can even afford that. To be like, I'm gonna get them in the UK. How many men can afford that?
And what percentage of women are these high flying women that are making 6 figures a year?
No, I'm not.
I'm just asking you because you're making this point about these women that make so much money and then they make
so much money.
Speak into the mic.
They work. So having a full-time job, on average, men or women are going into work. They're in the workforce. So obviously they're making money. I'm not saying they're high earners. All I'm saying is they're working. That's it. Okay. So the solution is men should understand that their women are also working. So how can I help, knowing that we're doing the same job? How can I make her life easy? Because she's making my life easy by doing the chores.
But Pearl said that I'm sure there's a way you could work it out so that the house chores can be easy and good for everybody.
It should do the house chores.
Wait, let me ask a question. Do you think...
So do you think the man should do all the house chores because he makes less money?
Most of them. Yes, most of them.
All right, cool.
Okay, why do you think they're getting divorced? Do you think divorce is fun? Because they're college educated and they hate men, they're just like, I'm just going to divorce because I hate all men. Like, why do you think they get divorced?
I think women divorce for no reason all the time.
Okay, that's absolutely retarded. You just need to talk to more people then, because that's not true.
I talk to people
you don't
4 days a week for a year.
Yeah, if you think that people just get divorced,
4 days a week on the street,
Red Pill community. That's different.
Esther, you've never seen my street interviews. Then I've done so many street interviews. I talk to random strangers on the street all the time.
And you find women that get divorced like, I just wanted to get divorced.
But the reasons they
can I tell you the reasons? Because I researched it.
Because dude, oh my god, you're actually a child. What do you think love is? You're just like romantically going away to Venice like every year, and that's no. A relationship requires a lot of deliberate work, things like hold on, things like chores are where relationships start to break down, and it'll steamroll into bigger things. Like a guy not doing chores ever might be a guy that you don't want to fuck anymore, and then you not having sex ever might be you guys just don't get along anymore, and then like 3 months into it, you fucking hate each other, and you don't know why, and you're not sleeping together even, you're not having any sex, you don't do anything together, and it starts over small shit. But anybody that's been in any relationship long term, I don't know how old you guys are, but if you've been in real relationships long term, these little things will pile up and fucking kill you. They're like the worst things. Relationships are not like this puppy, like romantic love constantly. It's doing the small things every single day to make sure the relationships work.
Yep. Okay.
But you're just like LOL chores. Like I don't know what that means.
I just think that why do you have to let it get to that point?
I feel like
ask the guys that aren't doing the chores. Ask them.
Exactly. Ask the men. Why can't you do the chores?
You think it's controversial to say that I think chores is a crazy reason to get divorced and break up a home and put your kid at every statistical disadvantage that you possibly could?
No, because it's not just chores.
I just think that's a stupid
reason. If you can't do chores, you probably can't pick your kid up on time. You probably aren't paying attention to the needs of your fucking wife. You probably aren't keeping other points like you can't do chores. Everything else in life is probably falling apart.
You should have picked a better guy.
Cool. And then you know what? Then you divorce. Then you divorce. Find someone else.
Once you have kids, it's not about you anymore. I mean, I don't really. If someone wants to get divorced, fine. But I just think once you have kids, it's not about you.
Wait, can we stop using this excuse of just pick a better guy as an answer every time women aren't happy about situation? Can we just hold men accountable and just say, please, can you help your woman out? If they
I'll help you.
They don't have a lot of options.
You can help with chores.
Thank you. Wow.
no one was arguing that though. No one was saying that the men shouldn't do chores or do what he needs to do in the home. No one was arguing that.
That's exactly
My whole
argument. It's stupid enough not to divorce over it. That's you saying that men don't need to do it.
Esther, my whole argument is that I think divorce is stupid over chores. I think that's stupid.
I feel like you've never lived with someone that.
Like, she hasn't. Like, that's the only.
That's the only way you don't understand this.
You've
never lived with somebody that is like, you come home so tired, you know you've cleaned the house, you're ready to just sleep in your bed, and the house is a pigsty.
It's funny.
Was you in a relationship with a bum then? You've done it. So you sound like you've done it. Have you been in that situation?
I'm not gonna go into that detail.
No, but you're talking about like Pearl hasn't done it. So obviously, if you're talking from that standpoint, it sounds like you have experience. That's all I'm asking.
Do.
Oh, so you've done it then?
No.
Okay, so you're basically in the same position.
No,
you shouldn't really be talking because you're in the same position.
I think it's really funny. I think it's really funny that when we have these conversations, we say "LOL, just chores." LOL, just chores. But then when I go on any Red Pill podcast and I say, "What is a perfect wife? What's a perfect woman?" The only thing that the men say are women that do chores. I want a woman that takes care of the house, that cooks me a clean meal, that makes sure that my home is in order. Those are chores. Mm-hmm. That's all that is.
King, there's other relationships than just men and women. I've lived with other people and I know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
So there's just because it's no more.
But we're talking about something specific though.
Now we're talking about the chaos of not doing chores in the house and what that brings to your home. Your home, you're supposed to have peace and everybody's fighting.
I understand that, but we're talking about something specific though.
All right, thanks.
And also, just to add on, if 90% of college student women are initiating divorces, that means
speak into the mic.
Wait, what's wrong with my mic?
You are not speaking into the mic.
When you turn your head, you're not like you have to move. Like
you got to be speaking like right down.
But it's covering my face.
No, it's not. It's not where it's at.
Take it down.
It's when you turn your head
and lift the mic.
So you'll turn to look at Michael.
No, you got to lift it by like that.
Yeah. And push it down. Yeah. That's it. Thank you again. There, a bit more. Yeah.
Ow.
Just put it down.
Just face it towards you. Yeah.
But it doesn't move like that.
It does move.
It just knocks me out. It's like it's gonna knock me out.
It's got loads of hinges there.
Yeah, do you want me to fuck with
it? Let him. Yeah. Come on, bro. You got this.
Okay.
See what I mean? It just moves.
Nope. We're working. Okay.
It's so awkward.
There you go.
Tech genius.
Yeah, let's leave it at that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Talk right into it.
Don't touch it.
I hope it stays. Well, the point I wanted to make is if 90% of college students, women are basically initiating the divorce, that means there are a lot of men that are bums. Do you not think?
Mm-hmm. No, it just means you probably make bad choices.
So those 90%, all of them made bad choices?
I'll say a lot of them made.
I'll say a lot of them must have made.
I'm saying a lot of them must have made bad choices.
Well, I agree, but it's the men and women making bad choices if we say that, right?
No, she's not. She's not saying that.
Oh, okay.
She's not saying that, bro. Mm-hmm. Don't help her.
Okay.
No, I just feel like when the stats are so high, like if it was like 60%, you can say you can put it down just to bad choices. But when it's 90%,
I never said all though. I just said a lot.
Yeah, but it's also proven that a lot of men are bums.
Is it? Is that right?
Yeah, because a lot of women are feeling the same way.
Well, because women feel a certain way, that means it makes it a fact.
Well, if they're reporting it, a lot of women are reporting to say...
Reporting what? Exactly.
They're reporting that one of the reasons that they've initiated divorce are things like the man's not understanding helping out with other responsibilities.
Okay. That's one aspect.
Yeah, exactly. But that's what we're discussing. Do you think
the women that just choose men over superficial things, and when it doesn't work out because he's a Chad and Tyrone and he cheats, do you think they add that to the list as well? Did they come out with accountability and say, you know what, I picked horribly. I picked the guy because he was 6'6" and he had a big willy. Do you think they put that down as well?
No, of course they wouldn't.
Of course they do. Exactly. So you're only hyper focused on one thing. No. You're hyper focused because we've been talking about for the last 20 minutes this one aspect.
Okay, let's talk about something else. So another reason that they reported initiating the divorce is because they don't have to tolerate bad behavior. Back in the days,
bad behavior.
Back in the days, women went through a lot of abuse, financial abuse, emotional abuse, because of the fact that they didn't have financial security. They married just to get that financial security, and now they're college. Bro, they're going to earn a lot of money when they graduate. So now it's like, I don't need you to really I don't need to rely on you for financial support. I can actually make decisions because of the way I feel now. Now you're not making me happy. You're not trying to make me happy. So I'm just going to leave. I've tried to communicate with you and we're not getting anywhere. So now it's really because women can. They actually can now.
Okay, let me ask you this question, yeah? In a comparison of men and women in relationships, who do you think is easier to please? Be real, man. Be real. Who's easier to please? You know the answer. Everyone knows the answer. Everyone knows the answer.
I think men are more simple.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I
You
would
kept
have
it
to
real,
agree.
and you knew that as soon as I asked the question, you knew the answer. So with that knowledge, when we all understand that women are probably more complicated and complex, and it's gonna be harder to please her because a lot of times, like you lot's opinions and feelings change like the wind blows, bro. Like it's gonna be a hard task to keep that person happy majority of the time. Whereas a man,
are you trying though? Are you trying? That's the point. If they're just like literally leaving their marriage just because they're just not happy, that's nonsense. But if they're actually trying to communicate it and the man is just, it's not getting anywhere, then there's a problem there. That means this woman is actually trying to communicate how she feels. And the reason you might think women are hard to please is because men are so used to not listening to women. It's such a normal thing to just say she's crazy.
everyone listens to women. What are you talking about?
No, you don't. Okay,
Everyone
okay,
listens
okay.
In our current society, yes, everyone does listen to women.
No, they don't.
No, people don't listen to men. Even men don't listen to other men.
What?
You just heard what I said.
In certain...
Okay,
You heard
explain.
what- you heard
Explain.
She didn't
what I
hear because
said.
she's not listening to you.
Exactly. There you go. Let's go. Let's go.
I thought we on the same team.
That's what I'm saying, man.
That's the name.
Yes.
In
The
some
truth
areas-
came out, bro.
in some
There's always truth in jest. There's always truth in jest.
in some areas of life, men are completely barred out of it. So one thing about what I'm studying, I cannot stand the hatred of white cis men all the time being the reason for everything being terrible. I feel like you guys get a very bad rep. There's no communication. Everything is always your guys' fault, and that reductive view on life does not actually get us anywhere. So in that respect, I agree with you that men are not listened to at all in a lot of areas, to the point where I feel like there's going to be no men left in academia other than like engineering and sciences. There's nobody's going to be wanting to study literature because what we're talking about is it's just degrading them in a way that it's just terrible.
Can I go to one of your classes with you?
Oh my gosh.
Do you know?
Can I come?
Why do you
Can I
think
come?
society?
I'll ask.
Why do you think society
Can
is
I?
not listening to men? The richest, most successful in the world are men. The people that make decisions, the leaders are men.
She's going to extremes.
Explain. No, it's not extreme. No,
It is.
Esther, stop, Esther.
All we do is listen to men.
Esther, listen to me, okay, for a second.
Go on.
So it's a small percentage of men, though. What percent of men are in those roles?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
That's like saying
still
that-
90, like it's at least like 90-something% that are in that leadership role. So all we do listen to are men.
You listen to a small percentage of men.
That is not a small percentage.
what
When
percent?
people in leadership-
Esther, stop cutting me off.
I go on.
Okay. What percent of men are in those leadership positions? What percent of men are in those positions?
Well, in terms of ratio,
and-
it's about 90-something% to women.
No, I'm saying what percent of men?
What?
Out of 100 men you meet, what percent of men are in positions of power?
That's not the point.
Okay, no,
the
no,
point.
but I'm-
Yeah, it actually is the
It's
point.
not the
It
point.
actually is
That's
the
not
point.
Just because you don't like the question, you have to answer the question.
And-
What percent of men out of 100 men? What percent of men are in those positions?
But that's not the point.
No, answer the
Because
question.
she's trying to say that we don't listen to men.
Because when we say we don't
In
listen
some
to
areas.
men, by and large, it's saying we don't listen to men as a whole. There's a small percentage of men that are in power. Yes, and oftentimes
Not a small
And you can
percentage.
see that we don't listen
in
to
the parliament.
Esther,
Most
Let's
in parliament.
Let's take
the parliament. Let's take the parliament.
But this is a place
so
of power.
Exactly.
out of every 100 men you meet on the street, what percent of those men are in parliament?
No, but
Okay.
what I'm trying to
Okay,
say
can you
we're talking about
Esther,
We're talking about listening.
Esther,
We're talking about listening.
Esther,
You're changing the topic.
Esther, no,
You
it's
keep
Esther,
changing the topic.
Esther, it's the same topic. I'm
It's
asking
not.
you answer.
We're talking about listening.
If you answered the question, you can get to it.
Esther,
Just answer the question, you'll get to it.
I'm not, because I think she's trying to revert the conversation.
Let me say-
Esther, answer the question. If you don't want to answer the question, you can leave.
I'm
Serious. If you don't want to answer the
again.
question, you can leave.
It's not that deep. It's
Can
not
I
that
Esther,
deep.
Esther.
I don't want
Esther,
to answer the
Esther,
question.
Esther,
Can I answer
it?
Esther.
She can answer the
Esther,
question.
Esther, no, because you're being disingenuous. Out of what
I'm
percent of
not.
Esther?
Just
Esther,
answer the question.
Answer
It's
the
calm.
question.
It's calm.
Answer the question. It's not a personal question, so you can answer it. If
Okay,
you
we'll
don't-
say the top 20.
Okay, you think out of every
like-
10 men you meet, 2 are in parliament.
No, not in parliament, in power.
Okay.
In
So,
power.
Okay, fine. We'll go with that. So how
But-
does 20% of men represent men as a whole?
Yeah, but if there's 90-something%, there's more representation than for women. So when we're talking about listening, the people we seem to be listening to are men.
Right, but I'm saying
they're
that
the ones
doesn't
that are
re-
making
but I'm
decisions
saying
for
that-
society.
That doesn't represent the average man.
And
That's the whole
we
problem.
use this to make envy of them, and this is why we're not listening to them, and this is why it's manifesting in these terrible figures of Andrew Tate and Sneaker and all these people that are trying to emulate this kind of masculinity because they feel like they're not being heard. These are the only reasons why these men exist, and now we'll have women being human trafficked, and everybody's now not listening to women because we've taken over the conversation.
I
So-
mean, me and Destiny, we did a reaction video earlier to Andrew Tate's documentary, and I asked Destiny, like, why do you think so many guys like listen to Andrew Tate or resonate or follow his lead? And like, it's a lot of guys, they're looking for that leadership. They're looking for somebody like a father figure, like a role model to kind of stand behind, because they feel like they're the guys, they're the demographic that is not being heard. Do you get what I'm saying? Whereas like if you look at current society, like it's actually more geared for women to be in positions of like changing the mindset of people. Do you get what I'm saying?
It's not.
It is. It's
it
getting
actually
so
is,
boring.
though.
It's like
I've
everything
literally
is
just
always
told you
about.
the stats of people in power. It's
That
not
doesn't
about
change.
men.
No, but listen,
not
those
about
people.
that.
Okay, let me
They're
ask
the
you.
ones making
Listen, yeah, you're
decisions.
right.
That's
You're
who
right.
we're
You're right. You're
following.
right. All right, let's run with that. Yeah, there's men. It's predominantly men that make the laws and legislation. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're correct. Yeah, okay. Tell me one law that favors men over women right now.
They don't need. There doesn't need to be a law.
Bro,
Do you know
answer the
why there
question,
isn't?
bro.
No.
Answer the question. Just please, you can say whatever you want, but answer the question first.
Okay.
Tell me
There's not
one
a
law.
lot. There's not a lot of laws that favors men because they don't need to really come up with laws like that. So in terms of what's a law? In terms of child support, right? So a lot of the time, a woman is going to get the child, and she's going to get the child support, right? Why?
Even though
Why? Because in society, men seem to not want to take care of their children because society favors men. So there actually has to be things in place, rules in place to enforce.
It's definitely not. I feel society has classed everything masculine as toxic, and that's why.
That's not true.
That is
even in this
true.
conversation, when they were she was talking about how men like younger women, they called it ageist.
Yeah. And all I did was ask her age. And I was ageist because I asked her age.
Men are constantly shamed in society.
But so are women.
Well, so are women. It's just there's.
But why do we have to, every time we make a statement about men, we have to say, but so are
Because
women?
you're not focusing on women, so we have to.
Because
We have to talk about what women want too.
I'm saying we can. There are things that women struggle with. Yes, that's true. But we're talking about men's struggles right now, and it's like we always have to put a but women.
Yeah,
But it's
because in the grand scheme of things, women don't get heard.
But it's
You're
like
talking about, okay.
It's like Esther. You get heard plenty. Oh, I promise you get heard plenty.
So do you. You have a podcast. This is your podcast, isn't it?
And every time you come on, I swear to God, you talk more than me. So you get heard.
Well, I'm your guest.
You get
so
you
I'm
get,
supposed to
you
talk
get,
more.
You get, you
Am
get,
I not supposed
you
to
get,
talk more?
you get,
And you keep inviting me.
You get, look it.
You keep inviting me. Why?
Look it. Good,
Why?
Good TV.
Why does she want me?
Let us speak.
But the whole point is like, why is it every time we bring up a men's issue, we have to bring up women's? But if we bring up women's issues, it's not but men. We don't see that.
The problem is because when these communities exist, it feels like none of you guys can ever like talk about your issues without constantly deriding the other side. Like you yourself, when you did that big interview with, I don't know if it was the Vice panel, you said, "Oh, I think women have it easier than men."
I do.
Like, yeah.
Overall,
so that's
yeah.
great. Okay, that's fine. But the issue is that every time these like sub communities form, they seem to not ever be able to focus on themselves. They constantly have to throw the other side of the bus too. Like there are ways in life, there are areas in life where women absolutely have it easier than men. You bring up up things like the draft, right? Or expecting to stay home and work or whatever. But there are other things where men have it way easier too. When we talk about legislation, for instance, that like favors man over women, the easiest thing I can think of in the United States is abortion. If men got pregnant, you could get an abortion on every gas station corner block in the United States with no questions asked, guaranteed. But because it's a woman's issue, we talk about it in a way different light. I think that there are...
It's free up to 6 months here.
I'm
up to 6 months.
Hold on. Oh my God. Wait, is my mic on?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because
Yeah,
I thought
we
I
can
said
hear
in
you.
America, and you just totally ignored that. And we're both Americans, so I don't know why you said that. Okay, yeah. So yeah, so I'm just. I don't know why you brought up London.
I'm being
because
polite.
you did that. No, you weren't being polite. You totally just pivoted. You accused her of being bad faith.
But this is like I'm being very polite. I've been polite to you the whole time.
Sure. Well, you just accused her of being bad faith, and I said in America, that's an example of a law, and then you're like, well, here in London, I don't know what it is here in the UK.
Okay, and if we go
But to be honest with you, it was me that asked the question, and I'm from
No,
the
yeah,
UK.
sure. I'm just saying that
It wasn't
everybody has their issues, and it's hard to ever say like one. Like you guys even talked about earlier, this is a common red pill talking about. Who has to take more accountability? Who has to take more accountability? Men can turn their lives around way easier than a woman can, right? Like a guy can go through all sorts of stuff, be in jail, kill people, get shot, do all these things, and at 35 come out like a reformed guy. Okay, a woman gets pregnant at 24, and now she's got too much mileage for any guy in here to ever want to fuck with, right? So I think there's just different ways.
There'll always be a simp.
There'll always be someone.
There'll always be a simp.
Oh no.
Why is that a sin?
Okay, then there'll always be a simp. Like, look, you did it right there. You couldn't even give that little bit. You couldn't even give that little bit, right?
I tried to trigger. I was triggering
Sure,
you on purpose.
okay. You did it. You triggered me. You did. You triggered me.
W.
Okay, you got it.
Single mothers get married all the time.
It's single. Hold on. You just did it again. Being a single mother sucks.
Yeah.
Everybody in here agrees it. So why even say that? Single mothers get married all the time.
No, because you said it. You said it was over. You said it seemed like, and maybe I'm misconstruing you. So please don't go crazy on me. But it's like at 24, you said it's over if she has too many miles.
That's what you guys
more miles for any guy to fuck with her. And I said no, that's not true.
At
Single mothers get married remarried all the time.
Sure, they might get remarried, but your dating selection,
It's
if you're a single mother,
lower.
gets axed.
It's correct. It's significantly lower than it was before.
Yeah, your options are different now.
But most single mothers can still date an average guy.
Yeah, and most average guys still date average women. You can't even admit that, and it's true. It's true. I'm so sorry, I just spit all over you. But it's absolutely true.
Can
See,
I ask you a
like you're so
question?
warped on that.
Can I ask you a question?
Wait, yeah, and you can wait. But just real quick, I just want to. So you're telling me out here that single mothers are having an easier time than average guys. I don't. But okay, go ahead.
I was gonna ask the two ladies that left. Yeah, or actually Pearl as well.
Easier, but okay.
I was gonna say.
You did.
Do you think like women? Do you think the majority of women find the majority of men attractive?
No.
And she said it laughing straight away. So what do you think?
I think men don't put that much effort to look good.
Do the majority of women find the majority of men attractive?
So no, because of the fact that a lot of men don't put a lot of effort into looking good. So example, I got roasted for this last time I said it.
Say it, man.
Right. In terms of stats for cosmetic surgery, women, 95%. It's not because women want to go under the needle and put their life at risk. It's because they want to desperately look good for the men they want. Men have this ego.
Which men?
You know what? A lot of men.
Which kind of men?
I mean,
rappers.
The 40% that keep complaining.
Rappers. Because because think about it, yeah. The top echelon or elite men out there who are not rappers, who are just like businessmen, whatever, their wives or girlfriends don't usually look like big booty models. They don't. So you're talking about women going under the... What do you mean no?
BBL, let's just clarify. All BBL is not even like noticeable nowadays. A lot of girls that you don't even know have got a boob job, and you wouldn't even wouldn't even be able to tell because women are so insecure about their looks now.
Oh my god, the lips that they're doing nowadays, the
but you
injections,
have the
like
ones that
every
it's not
other girl,
obvious.
every other girl. Oh my god.
The answer is that when you say who rates on attractiveness, I think that most men will find more women attractive than women find men attractive. That's true, but men choose looks as a more important part of their dating profile than women do. A man is more likely to choose a woman almost just based on how she looks. Some men will, whereas women won't. As much as guys say it, women won't go after men just because of what the men look like. I think that men have they'll
bang those guys.
They maybe.
No,
but
not
women,
maybe, they
women
do,
have
bro.
women have a much larger pool of like
Yeah.
what is an okay look for a guy because they don't care that much. And I think there is a lot of truth to that. That like guys just don't look. They don't put as much
They
effort.
don't.
into
You
looking
don't
at
think-
women.
you don't think a lot
you don't think a lot of women just sleep with guys they find attractive just because they find attractive?
There are some that do, but it's way less than men, right? A guy would
Yeah.
sleep with almost every single semi-attractive and unattractive woman he could. Some women might choose like really attractive guys, sure, but like in general, like no.
No,
I
don't know
agree.
about that. I don't
Like,
know
and
about
I'm a
that.
woman. And this
So
is
you've
the
never
pro-
you've never
and this
said
is the problem.
let me ask you because you're a woman.
Wait.
Can I ask you because
Yeah,
you're a
go
woman? Yeah. Now you're happy in it. So okay, boom. So what? You've never ever hooked up with a guy just like you found him attractive. You know, I'm just gonna hook up with him. You never done that.
I'm not saying I've never had a one night stand, but in terms of
There you go.
the men that I've
And
had
I'm sure most women have had one night stands
wait,
based on a guy being a Chad and Tyrone.
Can I
I'm
finish?
sure of that.
But when we're looking on average, the men that I've slept with, they're really not my type. I don't actually sleep with my type because a lot of the time they don't have respect for women. And to me, I would rather a guy that is just, it looks okay. I don't need you to be like gym fanatic. I don't need that. I just need a man that's gonna treat me well. And a lot of women are like that. But men, they need a baddie. They do.
That's not true.
A lot
That's
of
not
men,
true.
a lot of
That's not
even
true.
Andrew Tate was talking about all this stuff.
Why
a
are you
woman's
referencing
gonna-
Andrew Tate?
No.
He doesn't represent most guys.
True. But I seem to hear it a lot where a man, they say she has to have a tiny waist.
Yeah, okay, but
she's got to look
can't,
good.
though.
But
They
it's
can't
cap.
like,
Yeah,
you
you see their girlfriend
that-
in real
yeah,
life.
no.
Duck season.
So why are we hearing the music then? The rappers. Oh,
Again, you're
she has
referencing
that.
rappers. You're
But-
referencing Andrew Tate.
But
Bro,
okay,
come
who
on.
else are we listening to? Who else
Oh
are
my
talking?
God.
Okay, what
But
about?
why?
Let me
But
ask
why
you
are
then.
you? Why are you taking your cues from rappers?
Let me ask you then. Let me ask you then.
Yeah, go on.
How many unattractive women, on average, have you slept with?
No, loads, because I've done a lot out there.
So
Like
you
most
sleep-
guys, I'll be real with you. Most guys that have slept with a lot of women, they don't want to talk about. Like, I'm just letting you into a little secret. Even Chadston Tyrones, yes, they've slept with a girl that is probably below their standards, but it's a slow Tuesday. Yes. Like what? What's
That's
the
true. That's absolutely true.
Yeah.
But that's because of what I said. But that's because of what I said earlier.
I do think that.
That's
You know
because
what, accept it.
that's because what I said earlier was men's dating standards and men's fuck standards are two entirely
Different
separate
levels.
things.
That's
Whereas
true.
for women, they tend to be more.
Like, I ain't gonna
coalesced.
walk
They
street
tend-
with that
Okay,
those
so the
girls.
question-
But really quick,
Go,
though,
go.
on that thing, real quick though, and this is I'm going to speak totally anecdotally here, so no stats or data, but like I've seen a lot of guys that will post and shit, and they're like, I can't find any girl, I don't know what's going on, like I think I look below average, and it's like a 6'2" guy that's got really broad shoulders, he looks really good, his hair's nice, like bro, you look fine, and there's a lot of these guys that are like ultra, they don't know how to talk to people, and I think that when you
I
go
agree
through
with that.
when you
I agree
when you
with
go
that.
through a lot of the
100%,
dating coaches,
yeah.
like a lot of dating coaches will find these, and dude, I see guys that are fucking beautiful, and it's like, oh my god, and they're like, yeah, no girl's gonna talk to me because I'm only 5'11", and it's like that's cap, bro. If you're 5'11", you're not losing chicks because you're not tall enough, because you don't have the 1 extra inch, right? So yeah, I think that there's a lot of toxic standards on both sides sometimes.
Yeah. No, I agree with that 100.
Yeah.
Super chats.
Yeah, I'm gonna read super chats.
It's a lot. It's a lot, bro.
I mean, today was a bit more positive, so I shouldn't get
Was
that much
it?
hate comments. you know
With the
what I'm saying?
I mean,
survivors.
I just think you might look better next to the girl that threatened me.
That's what I said. That girl's still talking about, I see you outside.
I'm
I'm like, bro.
I'm honestly still in shock from that. That
That's
was
crazy.
Like, she literally went from 0 to like 1,000.
That
Like, it was just like,
that was worse than the whale attack.
oh, mad thing. Mad thing.
Okay, Mr. C73. Cosmetic surgery does not look good. These are horrible examples. Get some braces, work out, shave the legs and down below. Dialogue equals progress. Destiny and that girl are so emotional. Terrell Clark, he's emotional and loud for no reason. Slow down and calm down. Albert Retro. Women get custody because of Caroline Norton and the tender years doctrine, not because men don't want to be dads. Terrell Clark. In the U.S., men are sentenced to prison twice as likely as women, with 63% longer jail sentences compared to women. J.B. Quinnen. 90% of 501c3s are run by women. 3K Cod. I can't say that name. Girl in the white is annoying AF. She should go on Fresh and Fit. They would destroy her little opinions. She knows she's wrong, but she still goes on. Megan H. Why is Esther still on here? Rude much. You can't even answer a question because you don't like the answer. She knows her argument is baseless. JB Quinnen. By her logic, 75% of black women wouldn't be married. That would suggest. Kid Blue BR27. I learned I learn more. I lean more red pill, but Destiny is wiping the floor with you guys. There needs to be a happy medium, but red pill has gone delusional by young mentalities. FWU finally waking up. Hey, Pearl, been subbed for a month. Love your channel. Sinister laugh. Love you, Pearl. You'll be saved in the flash drives of history. Yay. Albert Retro, you need to stop going on red pill streams. None of these guys are actually red pilled. They're clowns. Alex Miner, the more I see of Destiny, the more I'm convinced he can't handle speaking with anyone with a different opinion. Your feminine energy is coming off strong. LP Berkstar, on the topic of divorce, there are interviews where the female said she was bored or thought she had better options as a man who makes more money. C. Dumbledore, Destiny isn't married. He's pre-divorced. FWD, finally waking up. Let's be real. Blue hair should never create. JB Quinlan, would you rather clean every day or die first in an emergency? Maury, modern relationships are miserable. My God, just stop talking about all this nonsense and revert back to traditional roles. LP Bergster, I know plenty of relationships that guys work 16 to 20 hours a day and his girlfriend only works a safe 8 hours a day. How can you expect somebody who works double the hours to come home and start doing housework? Marcus, the average male jobs are trades. A blue-collar worker could easily be out-earned by a woman, but be more physically exhausted than she is. You always assume earned is just lazy. Truck King. The girl in the purple wants to smash the alpha. Take notes. Steve Slayron, sign language. Mr. Samuels was right again. FWD finally waking up. Masculinity is censored online, not feminism. Sinister laugh. The fact that women can be successful has nothing to do with feminism. It has to do with availability. Times change. Real Femme Sapien. Hi, Allie. Richie's, you have every right to be picky. The gym sucks. Muscles be sore. And I'm sure you've cut weight before, too. Chicken and broccoli is hell. You earned it, King. Xavier.
Thank you kindly.
Destiny, the average man isn't that picky in terms of marriage. Plenty of women with 20 plus body counts got married by them. Wealthy men are picky. Okay, guys, I'm just going to try to do the $10, $20 and up. Sinister
Wow.
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 You said every
My mom donated $5. Fuck you.
This is going to be too long. Alma Destiny does not speak for the average common man. He's speaking for maybe 5 to 7% of weird boom to BR betas. Terrell Clark, you misread the report, so the men could turn down due to lack of confidence, and that's why they were celibate for a year or forever. Jean 9, the man did nothing. What the heck? And Auntie could at least explain why she didn't like them calling her bro. Common guys, more likes to Pearl for what she has to endure here. Doug MPA, women make 85 cents per every dollar a man makes in Jamaica. Women make 80 cents per every dollar a man makes in Barbados. Women make 54 cents to every dollar a man makes in the Dominican Republic. The whale needs to stop capping. JB Quinnen, statistically, tall women are equal to short men in the dating market. For tall for a woman is over 5'4". Shorter women are more married. Panda Truck, did Pearl just Frank Castle a 304? I don't know if it was a Frank Castle. It was like a self Castle.
No, it was a Frank. It was a Frank.
I have a question.
We'll take that.
What is 304? Like, I've been seeing it in the past.
It's a hoe.
It's a hoe.
It's a hoe.
That's what I mean. These red pills are so weird. Like, they come up with their own words.
Why
It's like if on a calculator, if you turn it upside down, it's like how I don't actually.
So
know
red pills are nerds basically playing with calculators and maths.
Probably. I mean, that's probably how it started. C. Dumbledore, welcome to the state of modern woman. Wasn't she saying 15 minutes ago how great and high value and mature she was? All evidence to the contrary. She went full Karen on this podcast. Destiny looks like a Smurfette with Destiny looks like a Smurfette with crossbred with Frodo Baggins.
Okay.
Terrell Clark, imagine being this woman's husband, poor guy. The fallacious truth. Every man in my situation I have talked to, when they didn't try for their child, their lawyer told them not to bother. My brother told me not to bother. I fired him and got another. You are wrong. the fallacious truth. Blue hair man child as a single father. I had to strategize over 2 years to get my son, even after I filed a protection from abuse order over $40,000 in court fees. I now have my son. Crypto keeper. I want a tall glass of pearly things. How do I get in the DMs for real?
Damn.
Oh my God, that's your 5'5" king.
Destiny,
you're hilarious.
NSX Destiny misquoted lead attorney. Pearl is right. I watched the entire stream plus other. Oh, I read this one already. Okay.
Wow, you did it.
No, I skipped a lot.
Wow.
That was gonna be forever. Okay. I was gonna close out the show. So thank you guys all for coming.
Hey, we made it. Look who's left.
Hey,
We survived the Pearly show. I don't think I've been on a fresh and fit.
We made it.
That's
So
funny.
I want to point.
literally can't believe that happened.
I want to point out what you
it's good
said.
TV.
You said Africa is the best, but Nigeria is the best.
I'm Nigerian.
Oh,
I mean, I think
she was ready for.
why would you say you want to go South Africa so bad?
Because the top producer's South African. That's the reason.
I think.
Oh, I thought you were South
on this
African.
podcast,
I'm not South African.
we
Why
know
are
who's
you
the
then?
worst, and that's white.
He's Zimbabwe.
White
You
people.
don't even know
Hey,
he's your friend.
hey, give me some white power.
No, I said
Bruh, I just said that
was
because I just
crazy.
felt like some type of way of the way she addressed the whole I'm Caribbean and you're African and I'm gonna speak. Like I just it just rubbed me the wrong way. Like it's not that deep. Like, do you know what I'm saying? I don't really understand why she left.
Caribbeans do that a lot to Africans, though. They think that they're better than Africans because they came.
I'm not
very much
I'm not
the
gonna say
inbred
anything, but there's a lot of tension in that respect. But I just feel like obviously, bruh, at the end of the day, if you're really gonna take that as like, oh yeah, I'm gonna leave. I mean, that's up to you, innit? And I think, and anyone watching, anyone that's ever watched a video with me, or we do the podcast with the girls, I call everyone bro. Everybody, bro. It's not I'm especially being disrespectful to anyone.
I don't think you meant it like that, and I don't know. We're just gonna move on.
I don't.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
But I think you should try and listen to people, though. I do think.
Let's not relitigate the whole thing.
I'm just saying because obviously two people.
Esther, you need to listen. You need to listen. Okay. So we're gonna close out the show. So any final thoughts? Please, 30 seconds or less. And you can plug in your social media where they can find you, whatever. So starting here and then go around.
Ooh, final thoughts. No, can we go start on this side? I need to think about it.
Fine. Michael, do you want to start?
All right, big up to me. Nah, listen, King Rich is on YouTube. Go check out my channel. We got podcasts over there. We got shows, podcasts, reaction videos, everything. Yeah, go check out the channel. And what's my final thoughts? Yeah. Maybe I should stop calling people bro, but it's just the way I speak. It's not on me trying to especially be disrespectful. If you take it disrespectfully, sorry, innit? Like, but that's just how I speak, innit? Don't take it as a deep thing. I don't think I deserve to get sliced up for it, but that's what some people think. But it's cool, innit?
Good luck on the streets tonight.
Yeah.
Well done. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Okay, Destiny.
Yeah, big ups to Pearl for hosting this great show. You can find me at youtube.com/Destiny. That's all I got.
Pearl, stop saying Esther. You need to listen. It actually is quite disrespectful.
It's disrespectful.
Stop doing that.
Everything's disrespectful these days.
But it is.
It's disrespectful.
Jesus Christ.
Esther,
Wow.
it's disrespectful to overtalk a host on someone else's
Okay, if
show.
I'm like, Pearl, I'm talking. You need to listen.
Esther, because you talk.
But Pearl, I'm talking. It's my time to talk. It's my time to talk. How does that feel?
You talk the whole Esther.
How does that feel?
Esther, okay.
Pearl, but it's my time. It's my turn to speak.
Okay, I'm gonna give you no time. I'm gonna give you no time. I'm gonna give you no time. All right, your turn. Go. Your turn. Okay, then get.
Stop.
Esther, go.
Please stop.
Esther.
Maybe we didn't all survive.
Yeah, maybe we didn't.
Stop. Then get out. Okay. Then get out. I'm so tired. Esther. Then get out. Then Esther. I don't care. Esther.
I'm not gonna get out.
Esther.
Look at you. You keep
Because Esther, because you were being rude. Esther,
being
go
rude.
Get out. Get the Esther, Esther, get out. Esther, get out. Get out of my apartment. Get out.
No,
get out. No, get out. Get out.
I'm not gonna do that. Anywho,
Esther, no, your mic is muted. Get the fuck out of my apartment. Get out. Get out. You're gonna be disrespectful the whole goddamn show. Get out.
No.
Yeah, I'll call security. I'll literally call security.
Because that's very rude.
No, can you call security? No, because you are being rude. Because you are over talking me. Call security. Get her out.
Anyway, so you guys can follow me at SophieJoyX on Instagram. I'm going to be doing a lot more podcasts and political media stuff. And yeah, I hope to... this was a lot of fun. And yeah, can't wait to do more. Oh my God.
It's gonna get taken for you.
No, I want to.
No, it's fine.
I want to. No, because it's not fair. I'm so sorry. You don't invite me into your house and then try to disrespect me by kicking me out. I am sorry. I'm going to have my voice. No, so if we're going to be here, security, we're all going to talk because we're not going to do that. That is very disrespectful. And that is that.
You can put it.
No, that's the ultimate disrespect. How dare you invite me to your house and then try to kick me out because I'm trying to tell you how I feel about how you're treating me.
You're just embarrassing yourself.
I'm not embarrassing myself. It's just so rude. It really is.
I'm actually trying to help you out here. Just allow it.
But can I just say one last thing? Can I just say one last thing?
You're saying it already.
You said that, like, let's just, like...
Okay.
Hey, headphones.
Oh, sorry. I don't know why I did that to myself. I don't know why I even came. I guess.
What?
Okay.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
I put it on me, bro. Hey, listen. Hey, big up to top producer, big up to Pearl, big up to myself, big up to Destiny, big up to the last remaining guest, Sophie, yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, man. This is just a little message to all you ones who want to go and do podcasts, bruv. It's not easy, bruv. It's not easy. Yeah. So just know what it is, and yeah, go subscribe to my channel, bro. Yeah, this happens a lot on my channel as well. Yeah, even more. So go subscribe, King Riches, right now. Yeah, go subscribe to my channel right now. Yeah, if you like drama like this, go subscribe to my channel right now.
I feel like I won the Hunger Games.
Huh?
Well, hold on. We just said that with four of us here. Okay, I don't know what you
Yeah,
guys.
but now I'm the last standing girl.
You know what's crazy? I swear to God, this has never happened in my year of shows.
Bruh, you just got peaked.
Anyways, okay, guys.
It was a lot of fun. I loved it.
Okay, guys. Thank you for watching this shit show.
This show is mad. This is your first show coming back.
Yeah,
that is mad.
Thank you for watching this shit show.
We love this city.
Thank you to Destiny for coming on.
Yes, big up to Destiny,
and during
man.
this, thank you guys for coming. I appreciate it. I appreciate being able to have these conversations. Guys, make sure you like the video. I'd say respectfully disagree, but someone threatened me to show.
Yeah, respectfully.
I was like, I can't even say that. Okay, like the video on your way out. Subscribe to the channel. Also, guys, follow my Instagram, Just Pearly Things 1. Also, sign up for the $10 tier if you want to see me freestyle rap. Subscribe to the channel, subscribe to Wife School, and subscribe to Just Pearly Animations. And make sure you go subscribe to King Rich's channel and Destiny's channel as well. They're both really great content creators. Like the video on your way out, and I'll talk to you next time.
See you later.